All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to the Curious and More Curious After Party. Tim's with us. There are going to be some other folks jumping in. They're just not quite here yet. So Tim, again, thanks for joining me today on the interview part for sure. It was a lot of fun. And basically, the after parties are sort of a potluck. Like it depends. Is whatever people bring up, and we just sort of go with it. So.
A lot of everything.
Yeah, well, me too, technically. So you're not the only one. But we've talked about all kinds of stuff on these shows, everything from rights of the LGBTQ plus community to atheism to drinking to Lego, like with Purple here, who, by the way, sent me a really cool. So I haven't set them up yet because I'm kind of redoing all my display stuff, but I got all the Wizard of Oz Lego guys, which is cool. It was a prize for, what was it again, Purple, that you were doing this for?
Well, helping out with my moving fundraiser.
That's what it was. That's right. Yeah, those things are cool. I showed them to my roommate. She's like, "Oh, can I have them?" I'm like, "No, they're mine." She's, but you have all the best Lego. I go, yeah. And what's your point? She offered me $200 for my first edition Lego Millennium Falcon when they first started doing the Star Wars Lego.
Oh,
and they put it out, and of course I had put it together. So I was like, nope, it's already, the package has been opened. It's been contaminated by my cooties. I've already put the damn thing together. You don't want it anymore. She goes, yes, I do. And I said, nope, you can't have it because I'm going to reassemble the damn thing and put it on display at some point, along with the Boba Fett slave ship that I bought at the same time.
Classic.
Like the very first sets that they ever released. And apparently you can't even get those anymore now unless you buy a used one on like eBay or something. What do you got there?
The original.
Quickly Canadian. They sell that shit down there?
Oh yeah, it's marketed as if you were alive in the 90s, nostalgia.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And somebody resurrected that company from the dead, I think a year or two ago. And yeah, it's actually one of my favorites, so love me some CC.
Canadian Club, yeah.
Canadian Club? No,
clearly Canadian. Sorry. sorry. Canadian Club's the
it's out of Ontario. I thought it used to be out of BC.
Nope, out of Ontario. It's always been Ontario. BC makes the beer I'm drinking, though.
Oh.
So
fair enough.
Which is what do they call this shit here? I can't even remember. Oh, Caribou Blonde. It's called. It's a Caribou Blonde Ale. So.
I was actually told it would be a good idea to have a drink over lunch because I'm on blood thinners and I accidentally had a little bit too much leafy greens. And so my INR level got messed with the vitamin K. And so they advised me to maybe go have a drink at lunch.
Like an
alcoholic drink. Yeah, because that raises your INR.
That's
I got more salad than at work.
Well, Tim actually just had, or not Tim, sorry, Iris just here had heart surgery.
Oh,
so
impressive!
Been sliced open.
Yes, I was sliced completely open, and my heart was literally in someone's hands.
There you go, sweet. We all know that's vodka. Come on.
It ain't vodka. I would be dead.
If it was vodka, why?
Well, because my blood would get so thin real fast. Because I'm on warfarin.
I was on that for a while.
Yep. Why did you have to go on it, Tim?
Okay, so about 7 years ago, I guess. Well, 7 years this September. I was about 350, something like that. And pounds. Kilos, that'd be really
up.
Yeah, and I was hospitalized because my heart couldn't take it.
Wow.
And they put
What's
me
your
on
weight loss secret?
Skyrim. I just played Skyrim instead of eating.
I think that's going to be the best response I've ever heard to a question like that.
It's
There's
true. I just got the whole set, put it on the Xbox, and played for hours instead of eating.
There's a guy who had the power to his computer would not work unless the treadmill was going at a certain rate.
Really?
And so he lost weight by playing World of Warcraft. You know, he was basically addicted to it, but he knew, like, okay, I'm 400 pounds. So he just had it attached that if it wasn't going like 2.5 or 3 miles an hour, the computer would shut off.
Yeah.
And so that was his way of being like, okay, if I want to play for 2 hours, I'm going to walk for 2 hours.
Well, it's a way to do it.
Yeah. That was one of the more impressive stories about World of Warcraft. But yeah, mine is a genetic thing, so not a weight or anything like that.
Yeah, no, that was my daughter had a genetic heart thing, like I said, and she had to get the surgery as well. So
What
she loves
type of genetic is it?
It was a 22q deletion. As a chromosome. Basically, her heart didn't form properly.
Okay.
It's known as DeGeorge syndrome, I think.
I'm being tested for one of 27 connective tissue disorders.
Oh, yeah.
So my upper aorta, I had a dissection, is what happened. And so they're testing me to see which gene. They're pretty sure it's not Marfan's. They're pretty sure it's not Marfanoid, and they're pretty sure it's not a couple others, just because they're like, you only have one, one symptom. But there's about 20 more that could be. And so my kids are going to learn about the theory of evolution through this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and not in a fun way.
No.
Sorry, guys. I'm just Greg James, who is one of the producers of the Talk Heathen show, is just chatting to me on Facebook at the moment. He's asking me what my play card is looking like on Friday, but I'm going to be up at my dad's place in Summerland.
Are you going to be fishing, or what do you do while you're all up there? I mean,
don't punch him out.
I'm sure that my dad's a huge fisherman, so I'm sure we'll be doing some trout fishing. And but I'm going up there. I'll be with Godless Mom. Probably do something with her while I'm up there, and Dick Dawson, who lives in Penticton, which is close to where I'll be. We go and see him and hang out with him and have a few beers and stuff like that. So I think they're wanting me to do Truth Wanted again. So, and I can do it, but it'll be from there. So
I'm sorry I missed the show earlier. I have 2 boys, so I was not able to watch, and I just got them to bed. So
well,
I can't comment on anything that was talked about.
Well, it wasn't that exciting. Don't worry about it.
Tim, it's nice to get a chance to finally meet you. I've been, watching and commenting on your videos for some time now.
You've been sending messages back and forth. Cool.
Yeah. Well, you were like one of in the first 10 atheist YouTubers I found when I was recovering from my hernia surgery, and you were one of the ones who still seemed entertaining even after I ran out of the prescription painkillers.
Oh, well, that works.
Cafe feels bad now, sweet. Way to go.
That's all right. I can actually joke about it now and actually laugh without, Randolph killing me. So, yeah. It's been an interesting road to recovery. I'm actually cleared to go back to work, everything in 2 weeks from today.
So I was right. I just got asked to co-host Truth Wanted with Dan again. Nice. This will be round 2 on that one for me.
Cool.
Yeah, so it looks like this Friday I'll be the co-host with Dan. Of course,
it'll be. Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
What's the format of Truth Wanted?
It's the same. It's a call-in show. Okay. But mind you, Dan tackles beliefs of all kinds. Even if you believe in like Bigfoot or aliens, he'll even talk to you about that kind of thing, right? Which No worries, man. Which I know that they'll also do on like Talk Eve and Atheist Experience, but it's extremely rare when they get somebody on there that wants to talk about alien abductions or meetings with Sasquatch, that kind of shit, right? So,
yeah. Well, he is the hide and seek champion for like what? How many years? Bigfoot. But yeah. That's interesting. I haven't noticed many in the atheist community willing to open up to that type of discussion. It's usually been about theism. It's pretty cool.
My theory on Bigfoot is he's actually just a hippie that hasn't shaved since the 1960s.
I think he just is naturally blurry. I think he's just naturally blurry, like Mitch Hedberg once said.
Well, most people I know, the theory about Bigfoot is that I am him, this furry.
Except for on the tops of our heads.
Yeah. Thank you, Dallas.
Dallas, good guy. Dallas, you should join us too, man. I haven't had you in one of my shows for a while. If you've got the time, you should jump in and say hi. And IQ, I think I sent you a link directly, so, or at least I put one in Neil's Usual Suspects. So there's one in there too if you want to jump in too there, IQ. IQ is my moderator extraordinaire. He was the guy that was shilling all your links and stuff, Tim.
Ah, okay.
I like the psychedelic opening up the third eye theories. Those are fun to listen to. They're bullshit, but they're fun to listen to.
I spent a long time exploring all that stuff. About 25 years in the pagan community.
Well, like one of the more interesting like instances of it is the old Nordic berserkers who would get all hopped up and just, out of their mind, and they would turn into basically invulnerable warriors until you basically cut their heads off because they were so hopped up on painkillers and psychedelics. And they were kind of like the sacred band of Thebes, was it? The most elite warriors did this, and they would run in and slaughter half the other opposing army, and they were an interesting group.
Or they would just look at their knives and giggle for a while.
Yeah, that too. Or they'd cut themselves and accidentally kill themselves.
No, I've been able to channel that in fights, and you can do a hell of a lot of damage in a couple of minutes if you're not worried about, if you're not feeling the pain for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't usually win the fights, but I do enough damage that people don't want to mess with me anymore.
Yeah. Sounds like my high school experience. Oh, man. So, yeah. You're so exciting there, Neil.
Sorry, I'm still talking to Greg. It looks like I'll be doing the...
So you up in Canada, Tim? Then?
Yep. Middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere? Calgary?
Are you near... I have friends in Airdrie. Are you near there?
Oh, yeah. Like, just city, or not even a city. It's the little hamlet just north of us.
Little hamlet, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Where is Banff from there?
That's on the border.
About 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's literally... Banff and Jasper are two really cool places to go, and they're both fairly close to each other, but they're right on the border, BC, Alberta.
I wouldn't say they were close to each other.
Well,
Banff is about a 3-hour drive from here, and Jasper was like 8 or 9.
So if I go to Banff, do I have to fly through or into Calgary?
Close to me.
Probably. You'd land here and then just drive over.
Okay.
Or if you got a parachute, I guess you could fly over Banff, but I don't think you want to do it like that.
I really want to golf there with their PGA course.
Yeah.
Have forever, because it was one of the ones that was included. If you remember the old computer game Lynx 386, that was one of the ones that you could play on. It was always the most beautiful course and always the one that took the longest to load because each tree loaded by itself.
I remember when that was cutting edge.
Oh yeah, I still have the discs around here somewhere for it. But yeah, I guess nobody plays golf games anymore. I was looking for it on on Steam, and you'd think that links would have been kept up, but hasn't. I mean, even Flight Simulator's been kept up, but not that.
My brother-in-law has a flight simulator on his computer. He's got like a few different screens. He's got 3 screens.
Yeah.
So what he does is he does the front window and the 2 side windows, and he made a makeshift cockpit that he could fit around everything. It's got gauges and everything, and they're all tied into the computer, so he can actually do real flight simulation in his den at his house. And of course, every time I go over there, his youngest, my little nephew, is on there fucking flying around on a jet fighter or something. Like, geez, don't remind me not to piss you off when you're older and you can actually fly one of those things for real.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber named Air Force Proud 95 who does mashups of flight sim stuff where he's like in the air control tower just messing with people, because you get on the, mass multiplayer where there's like, 60, 70 people like flying in and out of an airport, and he's just screwing with people all the time. It's hilarious. It's one of the more entertaining channels out there if you're into the flight sim and then trolling people.
How do you write in the comments? I don't have a place to type.
I have 2 computers here, and I use the other one to actually type in when I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, from the YouTube, I do the pop-out chat and just lay that over part of the stream window.
Okay. I just saw somebody else was from 403, so I thought I'd say hi.
Yeah, that's right. Vesta is from 403, which is your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it is.
So we got 604, 403.
Yeah, Canadian area codes, man.
You got them all memorized, I assume.
No. Hell no. Well, we have a few here now. Well, ever since they introduced the cell phones and stuff like that, we've got new area codes as well.
Yeah,
right?
so do we.
Yeah.
So 587 and 403 now for Calgary.
We have 604, which is all Lower Mainland, and then 250 is outside the Lower Mainland for the rest of BC, including Vancouver Island, and then we have 778, which is a strictly cells, I believe, and there's one more too, but I can't remember what it is, which is also usually directly for cells as well. But
I can't believe that there's not more dedicated area codes just for cells, because people move and they just keep their number. Like my area code is from where I lived.
Well, that had been the plan, was just to give each cell phone company their own area code. And the FCC said that would be discriminating, because then people would have to dial 10 digits for cell phones when they only had to dial 7 digits for landlines. So they wouldn't allow it.
And now everybody has to dial the 10 digits anyway.
Yeah. And that's
bureaucracy.
I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, and my mom had the same phone number for 50 years. And then they changed her area code 3 times in 5 years.
Oh.
Population explosion, or?
Yeah, just the Chicago area with all the cell phones. They kept dividing it up into smaller and smaller area codes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've had the same number that I had when I graduated college 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Scary to think about, but yeah.
Well, I've had the same number for 20 years since I graduated, and it moved with the house, which is helpful.
Yeah.
But once in a while, I'll have a number in my head and I can't remember what it's for, and then I realize, oh, that's when I was a kid back in like the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Just pop in there for some reason.
To tell you how stupid kids are, I one time tried to call somebody to ask them their phone number, and then I picked up the phone and was staring at the dial going, I'm an idiot.
I do it. Oh, there it is. So I'm sure you guys have been on Facebook, and you know how they like to do the little ads every 3 or 4 squares on your timeline as you're going down and looking.
Oh, the targeted ads are great.
Oh, fuck, dude. I always fall for some of those fucking things all the time. Like a lot of the T-shirts I got were because of that. But I got this the other day. It finally came in the mail. It is the little drone that they advertise. This little guy. Okay, how does this thing work now? Oh yeah, so you pull out all the little wings, and of course I just broke the fucking thing already.
Oh,
Oh,
No,
broke it or
not broken. It's okay.
yeah.
It's one of these. Hang on here. Where is it? So it's I don't even know what the hell this is.
My Facebook feed is
I
cluttered
thought
with
you'd pop
people
the
doing
blade off
live
one of the
shows
propellers.
from like makeup channels.
Makeup channels.
Well, yeah, like the MLM bullshit that I just haven't like unfollowed them. So there's people doing live shows with their unique or whatever. But yeah, the t-shirts are entertaining because, you know, if you're a January guy who, you know, never mess with, or legends are born in April, those are always good.
Oh yeah. Well, this doesn't even have any batteries in it. Fuck.
it's got lights, so it's got to power somehow.
No, the drone I don't need a battery for, but apparently the controller
Ah,
Ah,
all right.
I need batteries for, and they are
what do you need a controller for?
control the drone. It kind of looks like a video game control pad, actually.
No,
Wow.
I agree. I don't think the controller is really necessary. You're going to crash it the first time anyway.
Yep, you're probably absolutely right. I don't even know what this thing is. It fell out when I opened up the thingy. I'm sure they have. Wait, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Hang on here. So this apparently screws in. It's got a little one with a little hole in it right there, but I don't know where the fucking screws are. There's no screw. Oh, I guess you don't really need it.
But you're saying something you bought online didn't come out perfectly?
Right?
It's
I know.
shocking.
How disappointing is that?
Or
I
bought
don't-
through a Facebook ad.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I
Anyway.
don't know.
Guys, I got to take off, sadly. So,
Well, that's all right, then. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
you guys have a
shit to
great
do.
day.
Yeah, you go enjoy your birthday with your wife.
Yeah. And hopefully we get together. Next time I am in Minnesota, I will try to swing by.
Very cool.
That would be cool.
You
And
guys
I'm-
take it easy.
I'm in Calgary at least every couple of years, Tim. So through Twitter or whatever, we'll contact each other, and I'll come by and have a couple with you.
Yeah, you've got my account, so you should be able to get a hold of me.
Yep, for
Hey,
sure.
guys, take it easy. I will talk to y'all later.
Yep.
You betcha.
We'll see you around.
Oh, damn it. This is the. Let's watch Neil try to put together a fuck. Oh, I see. So it's actually a little foot thingy.
Oh, what? Landing pad for it?
Yeah, kind of. And you put it on the front thing here, but it fell off, so not entirely sure. Oh no, there we go. I got her in there. We're good. And I guess these ones, these little guys here, they go on the back. So that's what I'll do now. Is I'll put the little things on the back. Wait, no, that doesn't work. How the fuck does that work? I have no idea how this works. You know, it's funny.
We're an
Instruction-
unboxing channel now.
Yeah, we're an unboxing channel. The apparently the instruction manual's like right there. I'm your typical man. I don't need instructions. What are you talking about? I'll figure this out. I have smarts and stuff, or at least that's what I keep. Okay, this doesn't fit. What a cheap ass piece of shit.
My only thought was to glue a Lego tile piece to the top of it there so you can snap one of the minifigures on to pilot it.
No, it's actually not a bad idea. I should consider doing that. All right, it's working. It's working. It's working. Yay!
Darn, I wanted to go with you to buy batteries just so I could see the look on the face of the people that you buy batteries from, because it's always, whenever you just buy batteries, people look at you weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Double A's though?
I don't know.
What could I possibly get in trouble with double A's?
I think it's more of an innuendo thing.
Okay. I could see that if it was like D-cell batteries. So, wow, must be a big one.
It's got the turbo option.
It's got the turbo option, yeah. Holy crap. D batteries, is that thing a pull start?
Yeah, Mr. Bug, I am nearly healed up. I am cleared to go back to work in 2 weeks. I can laugh and cough. I still cannot sneeze. Literally cannot sneeze. I can do half of a sneeze, but it hurts so much that it cancels the sneeze out.
Yeah.
Um,
With the length of the incision, I can imagine that would be painful.
yeah. I am getting the weird nerve reconnecting spider pains that you get that like emanate out from my sternum that was, split in half, sawed in half. But yeah, other than that, things are moving along as far as being healed. I get to start running again in 4 weeks.
Extra blades, that's good. There you go.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're gonna break those.
Probably.
If my cousins could warn you about what you're gonna do, you're gonna break those.
All right. There comes a little screwdriver for putting that screw back in for the
Yep.
battery thing that I can't find. And
The screw is probably in there.
nope, it's not in here.
Sure.
Not in the bottom of the bag.
Nope, I would see it. It ain't there. And then of course I got the.
Are you sure? Have you taken any gummies?
Okay, look. First of all, I'm out of gummies until Ben gets back with 200 more.
Okay.
He's coming back today with a couple hundred more. So, and I bought 20 of them already. So yeah, gummies are fun. They don't get you fucked up though. That's the thing, right? I mean, when I did the 100 milligram gummy worm, that was a different story because by the end of the after party on that one, I was so out of it. I'm like, okay, guys, I got to bring this to an end because I don't even know where I am right now. And so I had to bring it to an end. Yep. See, there we go. Here's the instruction book right here. So actually I can use the what do you call it? These little codes, the QR code here to actually download the one for Android. If I want to use the app,
use your phone
use
instead
the app
of that.
instead of this thing, right?
Nice.
So it gives you that option, which is very cool. I like that. And it says, so it comes with, wait, that's Chinese. I can't read that. If Randolph was here, he could read it. He's good at reading Chinese.
Yeah, pal.
Fine tuning. Whoa, what was
Excuse
that?
me.
Jeez. That was impressive. All right. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to actually fly this right now, but anyways, there you go.
Yeah, you'll find somebody else with a drone, and you'll want to do like drone races and
Probably, but it's pretty cheaply built. I'll say that, but it's not bad. The little one that I had was even worse, and I lost that thing. Like I was flying it out, and I'm like, "Hey, let's go across the river. See how far this thing is." Right into the water. Well, it was $50. Oh well.
My cousin or my Nibblings one feels cheaply built, but it's a $300-400 one that isn't cheaply built.
Well, this was $130 Canadian. So
I would think an important function for that would be something flashing on the controller to warn you before the battery runs down.
this one has that. It actually has a battery indicator. It's not a.
Does it
flash.
have a range indicator? Like, what's the range on the controller to the drone?
You're asking me questions I don't know.
I'll bet the answers are in that handy little instruction book.
I don't know what the hell this does. What is the point of this? This little thing that pops in and out of
The feet? I don't know.
No,
Maybe for stabilization.
it's just a little fucking thing. I guess.
I
Maybe?
guess just a handle for it, make it easier to hold on to.
Oh, look at you, all smart and stuff.
Or it could be is there plugins for batteries inside of that for an extra battery pack?
Nope.
No.
Nope. The only thing, it's just got the little bottom thing that you pop off and put the batteries in. I have AAA's around here somewhere, but I'm not going to go get them. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to do a demo of this today. Maybe I'll take, it's great. It's got a camera on it. It's 1080p camera on this sucker. I'm thinking I can start doing videos with this and just kind of have it hovering about and go, hi, Neil here out in the wild blue, and we're going to hunt down some otters, because we have a river right here. So every once in a while, we get otters that come up the river looking for the fishermen to bug the shit out of the fishermen that fish in the river here. And they are adorable. They're large, though. They're big fucking river otters. So.
I like the stone that they carry with them.
I'm sorry, what?
Otters carry, they have a little pouch that they carry their favorite stone with that they use to crack open.
Are you kidding?
No, that's a real thing. And actually,
I have no idea.
It's a common part of their courting ritual for the male to present the female with a particularly smooth stone.
Things that aren't meant to sound dirty.
But yeah, otters have their favorite stones.
Sorry, guys. Inappropriate, Neil. All right. So that's fucking cool that I actually get to do Truth Wanted again. Yay!
I hope you get like ancient alien calls.
Oh fuck, right?
Yeah,
I could call in and pretend
last time around.
You what? What's that, Purple?
I didn't get to see you live last time around. I had to watch it the next day.
Oh, you mean on the Truth Wanted or the Talk
The
Heathen?
Truth Wanted.
Oh, okay. Because I did Talk Heathen this weekend too.
I could call up and pretend to be Giorgio Tsoukalos. I don't have the hair to do it, but I could pretend to try and do the mannerisms and the voice mannerisms of Giorgio Tsoukalos.
The thing I think that most impressed me is this nice little case that it comes in, right?
Oh.
So it's actually not a bad little deal. And I will have lots of fun with this until it goes into the river too. So, and I can do some underwater filming. Just call me Jacques 604 Atheist.
Didn't know you were French.
You can come and go fishing with me. I am Jacques 604 Atheist. We are going to be on the Fraser River in a boat, and we are going to do some fishing and pull in some river fish that are probably polluted, and you should not eat them. Yeah, we see we got Mikey fucking Famine. What is going on, my brother?
Hey, Mikey.
Ooh, I like the background.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, man.
It's my backyard, actually. It's never mind this big fucking light that's right here coming through the window. It's nighttime here.
It just looks like a shooting star, like a really big one.
It's a meteorite.
Yeah.
We'll
go with that.
To destroy.
Yeah, it's a scene.
Giant Meteor 2020. That's who's getting my vote.
Yeah, Meteor 2020 for sure. I'm done.
Right.
Let's put a button on this, shall we? Let's just wrap it up already.
Well, Mikey, you missed my guest. Are you familiar with Curious and More Curious? The YouTube channel?
Yeah, who isn't? Let me do a quick Google search right quick. How could I forget?
Well, I learned he was Canadian, and I really like his style, like just the way he does it. He's totally cheeseball, but it's like a heartwarming cheeseball. So,
like a smoked Gouda,
something like that. Sure. And I I got to do a little 3-second, 4-second little thing for one of his shows one time where he's making fun of Vancouver. And of course I pop up and I'm like, hey, Tim, fuck you, man. Kind of thing, right? So, screw you, Tim. Which he asked me to do it. And I was like, sure.
You're just like, in my head, whenever a Canadian's not doing anything and they hear something rude, they just put down the hockey stick they were carving. And then they just, hey, what'd you say? That's rude, man.
Neil, the 604 crash and burn pilot. That's pretty much it. I pay lots and lots of money to play with toys that I eventually break, literally within the first few days. That's what I do.
It's no different than when you were growing up. I mean, it's just the cost of the toy is different.
Whoa. I didn't break my toys as a kid, man. One of the kids in the neighborhood tried to break my fucking land speeder. You know, the original
from Star Wars.
Land speeder, yeah. And he's hammering it on the sidewalk. And I'm like, I walked over to him and fucking dropped a rock on his head. Of course, I split his head open and I got in trouble. And yeah, it was.
They made a movie about it. His name was Piggy, and he did not have the speaking rock right then. So
he did not have the speaking rock. And it's funny because he was like my best friend too at the time growing up. And we'd get so pissed off at each other that he'd run into the kitchen and grab like the biggest knife he could find in the kitchen and go, get out of my house, and start chasing me out of the house. And I'd run home and get the bigger fucking knife and run back. And he's like, oh yeah. And then we were doing that like all the time. And finally the neighbor comes out, and my friend Jackie's mom comes out of the house and she's like, you know, I'm really tired of seeing you boys running around up and down the street with gigantic knives like you're about to kill each other when you know that that's not what you're going to do. And you're just trying to look all threatening and you're going to beat each other up. And then I'm going to have to clean it up and tell both your parents. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
Sounds like something Jeff Holiday would do.
I was a rock.
I'm sorry, that pretty much went off the rails with when I was a kid. I split my best friend's skull open with a big rock.
It wasn't that big. I was just little, right? So, no, I guess I was around 11.
They call those bricks, Neil.
It's about yay big. Like a little stone you find in those stone gardens you see out front of people's houses. We had one.
A brick from the construction yard.
No. But we used to steal stuff from the houses being built around there. They had the little rows of blasting caps that they use.
Yeah.
They're all like in plastic and they have the little caps. We used to swipe those brand new ones and then go home and like hit them with nails and shit. And of course, we got in a lot of trouble and hurt ourselves often doing that.
Yeah.
So
what could go wrong?
We used to steal blanks, the 22 caliber blanks.
Yeah.
From construction sites, because that's how you nail into concrete is you get the nails.
Yep.
Is behind the cartridge, and you'd take the blank and you'd actually smack it just right with a hammer, and it would go off.
Awesome. So I think
bad kids.
Well, fuck it. I was a terrible kid. I got in trouble a lot. I almost burnt our house down.
Yes.
There was a wasp nest. We had an evergreen, a big tall one that goes up the side of the house.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
these fucking yellow jackets had built a wasp nest in there. So me, in the middle of fucking summer, mid-August, where it's hot, I go outside with a box of matches going, I'm going to burn these fuckers out of a tree. And I go in there and I light the fucking nest on fire. And of course, the rest of the tree catches fire.
Oh,
right? So I'm like, holy shit. And I'm panicking and I don't even really realize what to do. And I'm like literally 3.5 feet away from the garden hose. So I'm running in the house with a cup of water and I come back out and I'm like trying to put out the fire. And then after the second cup, I go, wait a second, there's a hose. So I just grabbed the hose and I started putting out the fire. And of course my parents noticed because the tree's a little blacker than it used to be. And I was like, oh yeah, I was getting a message from God, like Moses in the burning bush. And of course, they started laughing at that. And I said, all right, what really happened is I tried to burn out the damn wasp nest. I succeeded, but I also took part of the tree with it. So they got upset and they made me cut out all the burnt area. And
they were fire wasps.
They were like fire ants. They were literally on fire, Dad. Like, you ever see that movie Bug?
See?
The flaming bugs that come into your house and set everything on fire.
I was protecting the house.
Fuck out of me when I was a kid, by the way.
That was saving y'all.
Yeah. Bug was one of the ones that scared the shit out of me. Another movie called Squirm. Have you ever seen Squirm? with the worms that have fucking fangs on them. And there's this one couple where they're lying in bed and the worms are starting to pile up on the floor and they're starting to get up on the bed and shit like that. Nasty. And the one that really scared the crap out of me, look at Swedes, like, I don't even want to go near the computer screen right now. But one called Food of the Gods.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, and what they get this formula to. The idea behind it was they were supposed to, because the first one they tried on was a chicken, right? If I remember correctly, because they wanted to make them a little bit bigger so that the chicken stuff you could sell bigger pieces of meat, yada yada. And here comes Randolph. Hello, Randolph.
Hello.
Hey, Randolph.
So they come up with this growth formula in a lab, right? And of course, people with not so pure intentions get a hold of it. It escapes the lab, and rats get into it, and wasps eat it. And so there's this giant fucking wasp flying around. And one guy gets stung by this thing, and he ends up blowing up like a fucking, you remember those stress guys, the little pink stress dudes where you squeeze them, the eyes would pop out? Kind of look like that guy, but all fucking swollen up, and they couldn't save him. And yeah.
Well, the Michelin Men.
You kind of like that. Yeah, exactly. And I had nightmares of gigantic rats climbing through my window every night for fucking years after that. So
I'm looking
the
at
worms. The worms that were bigger than people that had to have the circular jaw that would from the what was the King Kong movie that went up the guy's arm and the other arm and then over the guy's head. That gave me nightmares for like a month. Those creatures
in the new one, the Jack Black one. No,
the one before that. There was
70s?
No, there was one. I'm gonna have to IMDb when this came out.
Okay, you're gonna have to.
So Squirm came out in 1976.
Yes,
I will post the link for the trailer.
Go watch this.
This is friggin' nightmare fuel.
Yeah, exactly, right?
This is awful. Oh, I'm itching. Ugh. I got heebies and jeebies watching that shit. God.
What I remember about Food of the Gods though was there was a bit in there, where they were like they had gotten out to an island or something, and they were explaining that the rats weren't going to be a problem because since they were so much bigger, they didn't know how to swim at that size.
Right. Yes.
Okay. It was
so they made an issue over that. Yeah, but no problem with the 3-foot wasp flying.
Right.
Oh, somebody in the chat.
You're right. It was Naomi Watts and Jack Black in 2005 is when this came out.
Theoretically,
it was the Peter Jackson one.
Theoretically, he's asking in the chat what the orange drink is, and I'm wondering what they're hoping it is.
He says, "Canada rate."
It's just Metamucil, but I'm curious what they're hoping it is.
It's Metamucil.
Oh yeah, it's a nice drink.
But doesn't it have some form of medicinal purpose?
Yeah, it helps you be regular.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I've been eating a lot of cheese.
It's a fiber substitute.
Oh, he's been eating a lot of that there Canadian cheese.
Yeah,
bunged up.
Either that or he's been on oxycodone and he needs a flush.
No oxycodone here.
I have personal experience with that over the last 5 months.
I can't afford that stuff. It's too expensive.
Yeah, it is. It's not even worth it. Keep talking about spiders and bugs, and I'm going to need a link. Brainbug, seriously, just go to YouTube and type in Food of the Gods, and you'll see the giant wasps. And another one, actually, that I just remember was Empire of the Ants.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yep.
Was the queen in like a phone booth, if I remember correctly? They had her in a phone booth, and they were lining people up to go and see the queen so she could turn them into part of their hive mind or something like that.
No, I don't remember the queen there.
Giant chickens.
Effects were so bad. You could tell that they literally took a camera to the edge of a glass container that had ants in it. So one of them's like climbing up the side of the screen and stuff. Like, what the fuck? Like the effects were just terrible for that.
It must have been designed. It must have been designed for those old TVs that the people use the clickers to control rather than remote control units.
The really push button ones, and then you had to put the little switch to get a new set of channels. Then you push it one more time and you get the third set of channels. When they first started having multiple channel options, that was when those things came in. That's when I was finally able to see all the other channels out of Seattle that we didn't get, like KSTW, right? When we could actually watch that. The only things we had out of Seattle at the time was PBS, right? And I think there was one other one, KVOS. That's what it was.
Did your Canadian stations carry like Seahawks and Sonics and stuff like that games?
Dude, we get everything you get. Okay.
Well, I'm saying,
we
does
didn't
the
get those
Canadian
games.
channels, like, or did you have to find the Seattle channels to get that?
KVOS once in a while would put on like a Sonics game when they had a basketball team, or we just go to NBC, ABC, and watch football there, and they would show Seahawks or whoever the featured game was. But for Seahawks, because they're the team that I dig because they're the closest ones to me. We used to go down to the Kingdom when I was a kid and go watch Seahawks games all the time because my Uncle Stephen had season tickets to the Seahawks, and he was out of town quite often. So at least once a month, my dad and I were in the car bombing down to Seattle to go watch Seahawks games. Right, and I saw the very premier game. I think they were playing the Eagles, if I remember correctly, Philadelphia Eagles, with Boz. Was it Boz? What the fuck was his name?
Cliff Clavin.
No, he became a movie star shortly after. But Boswick?
Deion Sanders.
No. What? He was
Emmitt Smith.
I can't help you here. I don't follow sports.
Troy Aikman.
The Boz. They called him the Boz.
Oh yeah, Brian Bosworth.
Terry Bosworth.
Yeah, because he got ran over by Bo Jackson.
That's right.
And
he got freight trained.
He got freight trained by Bo Jackson. And he never his reputation never could live that down. And Bo Jackson, I'm going to step out on a limb here, is probably the most premier athlete any of us have ever experienced in our lifetime if you're a sports person. I mean, like, the guy ran a 4:05:40, 210 pounds, solid muscle, could play baseball, football. If he wanted to, he could probably have played basketball too at a high level. And, if you get run over by that, I'm not so sure that that's, like a career ender. But the problem is that Bosworth was so full of himself that he, self-promotion, that he couldn't have that happen to him. So the second it did, it eliminated all of the illusion that he created about himself, because he played for Oklahoma in college. And so, we in Nebraska know him very well. And so, when he got embarrassed, that was a great time around here.
No, I know everyone doesn't follow sports here, but I think the only counter argument I would have against Bo Jackson would be LeBron James.
Yeah.
Because if you're 6'9", 270, running down the court with a 44-inch vertical, and he's getting damn near Cal Ripken numbers with how many years he played before he got an injury. I used to hate him because he knocked out the Bulls. But I've given up all sports grudges after Kobe. It's not worth it. I'm just going to celebrate everybody while they're here. And
what link did you put in the chat, Mikey?
Food of the Gods and Squirm.
Okay. So there you go, Trevor. Mikey popped the Food of the Gods one in there. I forgot about Food of the Gods too. I don't even think I ever saw that one because the first one freaked me out enough.
Bo Jackson ran an electronically timed 4:12:40.
Yikes.
If you know anything about the 40-yard dash, that is
booking.
That's the fastest I think I've ever seen.
Dude, was he on the juice?
I got a question for you guys. We were talking about this the other day at where I work. Who do you think is tougher? Football players or hockey players?
Football.
Why do you think that?
It's the running aspect of it for sure.
Depends on which position.
I don't know. Like the part of hockey that everyone can't do isn't being big. It's the skill of skating and being big.
Yeah. Skating's not easy. It's a lot harder than running.
Yeah.
Right. It's harder to do so, but I don't know if that's going to make you tougher.
But I don't know
Well,
that hockey
legs.
gives you the same challenge in fighting on. Like if you're a D lineman or an O lineman, you're
Right.
literally
Well,
fighting
think-
with someone.
Yeah.
I think Mikey has a really good point about running because if you're looking at ice hockey versus hockey where you have to run across the rink because there's no ice, those hockey players have to run probably are more fit. They use a lot more energy.
You're talking about
Or
soccer?
Like soccer, look at all the running those guys do.
Yeah, but they're skinny as fucking twig, most of those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stand next to Cristiano Ronaldo and you'll take that statement back.
Yeah, he's got like 3 inches on you, Neil, and he's gorgeous.
Yeah, but
And he's a solid brick.
Yeah.
the hockey players
Fair enough.
probably take a harder hit because in football, at least they don't give you weapons.
I
ice
would
hockey, they're
actually
moving
say they're
fast.
probably equivalent as far as the hitting.
Well, in
Actually,
hockey,
nowadays, hockey, not anymore.
Ice hockey, they're moving
In the
faster
old
because
days.
they're sliding across the ice. So there'd be higher impact speeds,
they
right?
still hit each other. Don't worry about that. They still hit each other.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love
Like-
watching Scott Stevens throw out his elbow.
But
But
like
up
who's-
until late,
Okay, go
with
ahead.
football, with the blindside hits and stuff, I would say football probably had the edge as far as the type of hits you would take.
Well, my argument was you put the footballs guys on a pair of ice skates and we'll see who's fucking tougher.
I know a lot of people go to those games to watch the fights. The fights don't interest me. If I'm going to watch a sport, I'm there to watch the sport, is what I've always thought. And apparently, I'm a terrible sports fanatic.
Yeah. Well, I learned from a hockey referee that the fights are more or less choreographed, not the fight itself, but when it happens and why it happens.
Yes,
It's some guy got out of line, mouthed off, or hit the goalie, or something like that, and the enforcer will go mention, "Hey, ref, this guy needs a little check," and at a dead period, they just let it go.
Oh, they're
They look
planned
at each other
more than
and-
choreographed.
Yeah, well, they look at each other and they go, and then they go, yeah, and then they're next time they're both out on the ice together, shit goes down, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Pretty much, yep. Yeah, I saw you hit our star player. You're coming the next time you're out on here. You and me are fucking going. The guys like, oh yeah, fucking bring it, and then they get on the ice, and there's always.
You can't
Always
take
a
you can't take the meal ticket away. You can't hit the star. Okay, you can hit me all you want, and I'll hit you back, but you don't touch him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Beat him for
goalie,
the playoffs.
and your Sidney Crosby, you just can't touch those guys.
And you're Sidney Crosby.
Because Wayne Gretzky
No.
was off limits too, and other people
Yeah.
like that, I suppose.
Yep.
Couldn't touch him. So
Yeah.
Then you had
my
guys like
thing is,
Messier, who didn't need
Okay.
protection.
who's the toughest guy in hockey? You would say like who's the one guy that no one
Now or all time?
all time?
Bob Probert.
Would you put him up against Ray Rice? Thank
Who the
you. Oh, what? You don't know Ray Rice?
Ray Rice is the running back out of Baltimore that was seen in an elevator assaulting.
Oh, is he any
Big no
relation?
neck motherfucker.
Oh, you recognize them by their assaults, huh?
Yeah.
Or Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis would be a better one.
Oh, Ray Lewis. That's who I meant. Ray Lewis. My bad.
Yeah, Ray
What about-
Lewis is the one that is the linebacker that came out of Miami to Baltimore and allegedly killed someone.
Wow. Really?
Well, sports is like that. They're all crazy.
Well,
The
Probert-
reason here's the reason he wore
Dangerous.
52. When
Good
when he
grades.
was growing up, his stepdad was abusive, and when his stepdad went off on either him or his family or mom or anything like that, he would take a deck of cards and go through each one and do push-ups on the number of the card until his dad was done, so that he could be big enough to protect his family at some point.
Wow.
So that's
Interesting
the story behind his upbringing. So a lot of the stuff that you hear about him makes a little bit more sense when you hear.
Right. A little backstory to it.
Yeah, there's always. I don't think people turn out like Ray. If let's say Ray is guilty of what he was accused of, and he was acquitted, not pronounced innocent, but acquitted of that. Without that context, people don't just do that.
Right.
Unless you're completely mentally unstable. So
Yeah.
I don't. the people that don't learn about where these kids and these men came from annoy
Well,
me.
there can be trigger points for people that don't get noticed for decades, and then suddenly something triggers them and they snap too. That kind of stuff. Although I think that's probably pretty rare.
Yeah.
So I'm actually playing video games. Can anyone pull up a picture of Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. Shannon Sharp is probably one of the more well-built people.
I'm just saying, I'd love to meet the hockey player that think that they could like get in a dark alley with Shannon Sharp and things go their way. I just don't see it happening. and the funniest thing is, Shannon is the nicest dude you'd ever meet. Where is he from? Alabama or Georgia? He's from Georgia, I think. He's got a real thick Southern drawl. Just the nicest dude. He's always so complimentary of everybody. And then I started noticing, man, that suit is barely fitting on that man. That biceps and tricep, Jesus.
He's from Chicago.
So if people are picking a fight,
he went to high school
alley,
in Georgia.
He'll be real nice about it before he plows them under.
One of the best tight ends ever, went 7th round. Wow, he's one of the diamonds in the rough.
He's that dude.
Didn't he? Was he the one with the concussions that had to step away, or was that Sterling Sharp? That was Sterling Sharp's brother.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know if hockey has the same problem with concussions, but man, football's got a
there's concussions in hockey
too.
That
CTE is crazy.
Yeah, because you're getting hit every time. Yeah, the O lineman with CTE is going to be a long-term battle that the NFL's just not going to win that fight. I think they just need to figure out a healthcare plan that, if you're in the league for 3+ years, you're on it for life.
And Shannon said something about that on him and Skip's show, and he was just like, yeah, there was dudes who, you'd come back from halftime, and then he's talking about, all right, guys, one more drive, and we can go home after the half. And it's like, bro, we just got back from all right, man, come on, sit down. Come on, sit down. Like, they're very excited about something that already happened. It's like, that is problematic.
Yeah. In college, I was on the not the medical team, but the PT team. I would tape ankles and whatever, but guys would come to the sideline and you'd talk about the previous play, and they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's
got erased. Erased through force.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they didn't get hit very hard. It was just, they got hit just right. They were an offensive lineman or something where the heads just hit just perfectly. There's a league that I don't know if it survived lately due to COVID, but it's basically American football without helmets and very light padding for the body and everything. And they have an almost zero concussion problem.
So you think it's the helmet?
Because nobody wants to stick their head in anything with it doesn't have a protection on it.
Right. You're not putting your head down and charging through the line.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't call running dive plays or anything like that. It's much more of a finesse game, but it's funny how that they're having a lot less of a CTE and concussion problem than the NFL does because there's no helmet. You ain't gonna put your head down.
When you got they got that helmet on with the visor, and they feel like they're invincible. My head will never get hurt. Well, what happens if the whole thing moves and your head's in it?
Yeah. And having played football back in high school, it does. It gives you a certain sense of my head getting hit doesn't do much damage.
You know how tough this thing is. You know how hard you'd have to hit me. Not that hard.
Yeah, pretty
Not
much.
that hard. They tried to get me to play football, and I was like, no, you'd be a great receiver. You're fast. I'm like, and I want to stay fast. Nice try. Not gonna put me out there.
I like my hamstrings. I like my ACL, my PCL.
I like all my body parts in the order that they're in right now.
The crazy thing is with baseball, with kids getting Tommy John surgery, like when they're 13 before they ever need it.
What is that one?
That's where they take a
The
ligament.
ligament?
They add a ligament to your elbow.
Ugh.
I don't know where they take it from, but
Somebody else.
it could be. Yeah, it could be a
Sleep on a
cadaver.
park bench.
Yeah, and they wake up in an ice bath with a.
No. By the way, I actually looked that up, and there has never actually been a police case reported of that ever happening.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the old, somebody slapped me in the back and it was a pin that had a piece of paper attached to it that said, "Welcome to the world of AIDS." That was one that went around.
Yeah. Or the
That's
lipstick
horrible.
on the mirror. They wrote it
Yeah.
on the mirror. That was another one. They're urban legends, folks. They're urban legends. That's
Yep.
all they are.
It's ugly stuff nonetheless.
It is. It just kind of makes you.
It scared you straight when you were, 12 hearing that shit.
Yep.
Scared you straight. What?
Scared
Have you
you
ever heard-
seriously. He means seriously.
Yeah, Scared Straight is the TV show where they take kids and take
Oh,
them
yeah,
to prison.
to jail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then put
So
them
they
in
scare
and-
you down the straight and narrow, not sexuality. Sorry.
They don't have 100% success. I've heard it's less than half.
What,
Yeah.
the scared straight stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
It's-
stupid. That's trauma. You're instilling trauma into your kid to teach him a lesson.
Yeah. Instead
Well,
of
take
providing
their-
opportunity.
Just take their fucking tablet for an hour.
No. If you want to instill terror, what you do is you take their charger
Oh yeah.
and then you
Turn off
watch
the-
them. And then you watch the terror in their eyes as they watch that little battery indicator. Just
No.
Of course, this is coming from Vesta, who lives in Calgary, where they have the Calgary Stampede. I've seen a lot of them bull riders, and some of them are, I wouldn't call fit so much, but a lot of them are.
Yeah, fit doesn't necessarily mean tough, though. Those
Is
guys are
tough and
tough.
stupid? Is
That's
tough and stupid the same thing? Because I think it's stupid to sit on the back of a 3,000-pound animal that doesn't want you there for points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for 8
yeah.
seconds.
No, fuck them points. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't get into why the animal doesn't want anyone there.
Yeah,
Not
they're
my
yeah.
back.
They
That's pretty cruel too.
it is. That's why I think stampedes and stuff like that, like those types of what do you call them?
Rodeos?
That's the word. They're becoming less and less and less a thing because
It's pronounced rodeo.
in Hollywood, yeah, because they're a lot of the animal
philosophical pronunciation.
rodeo.
Rodeo drive.
Let's go down to the rodeo and see the cows and bulls.
Hey, X, got room in here if you want to jump in, man.
You nailed it
Oh,
perfectly.
wait a minute, you're probably at work again.
Who that is? IQ?
X.
Oh.
No, IQ didn't want to jump in. He's like, I'm not feeling it because he's been going through a lot of shit lately. So
He's scared of me. Just say it, IQ. You scared of me.
probably, yeah.
You don't want none of this.
Well, I'm scared of you for fuck's sakes, and you're like way away from me.
Anybody know
And-
when webcams are actually going to be back in stock?
Yesterday.
Webcams?
Yesterday.
Still
Yeah.
out of stock. Logitech.
It's going to be because everybody started working from home. They have completely wiped out the market. It's like the toilet paper of streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of computer accessories that they just can't keep in stock.
The toilet paper servers. Hey guys, watch as I do this.
Well, a lot of that stuff isn't produced all the time, that the factories switch off to different products. So yeah, that's basically they used up everything that's in the warehouse and they have to wait for the factory to do another run.
Or you can buy from the people that are gouging people, the Chinese Singapore resellers that are advertising through Amazon or selling through Amazon that are selling like a $130 webcam for $400.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that's only Chinese people doing that. I think it's just anybody who's opportunist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what I've noticed is I went through about 8 of them and I'm like, oh, geez. And they're all Singapore, China, Taiwan, all in that area where basically the factories for Logitech are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got first dibsies.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Hey.
and you know that, hey, but it's free shipping.
Yeah, for about it'll get to you in about 36 weeks.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
COVID will be over
they
by then.
promised free 3-day shipping, which is probably about $100 from Singapore to here.
This
But they're gouging me, $300 too.
this fucker took a month to get to me.
Through the
So,
mail,
Yeah.
like postal mail.
Is that your
Well,
waterproof massager?
Yeah. Does that look like a massager to you? It's a drone, man. It's a fucking drone.
That's awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun coming up for you.
Is that your
Water-
Hitachi massager?
Waterproof.
Comes with a nice little
Personal.
carry case, and I'm going to take it up to Summerland. I was going to do it here the other day, pull it out front in the park, and play around with it over there and get the hang of it. But shut the fuck up, Mikey! You play with it in public, you pervert. But
I was
anyway,
gonna whip it out in the parking lot.
but it was too windy. It's pretty windy here because we're right on the river, right? So all the current comes down here and like wind currents and just blows like crazy most of the time, especially when there's weather changes involved. So
Hello.
X, if you want to sell your Brio to me, I'll buy it.
No, that's fine.
there you go, X.
We have Curtis Riek scheduled as our closing cashier.
Yeah.
I contacted
Enhance the audio.
We'll just
There we go.
quiet him
Thanks,
down.
Neil.
Mike, looks like Mikey's got to go to work.
Got the ball
Yeah,
and
I've been
chain
kind
power.
of stuck too because I'm wound up. I kind of need to replace my trackball. The thing's got a spot where it catches.
Oh, really? Well, what about the one I gave you?
No, not the camera. My trackball controller.
Oh, okay.
You were mentioning Calgary earlier.
Yes.
I'm looking into some legislation they're trying to pass through in Alberta right now, where they're restricting the rights of people to protest in public.
What?
And
Yeah,
can't
through
do
a
that.
through an infrastructure bill, isn't it?
Yep. Infrastructure Defense Act. And it's real sneaky. It's had 3 readings in the House already, and now it's just waiting for royal assent. So there's some people I'm talking with who are very upset about this, and this is a fight for our rights, is what it is.
Yeah, because it goes against our charter if they do that. Does it not?
Exactly, it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew about them doing some of that stuff in the U.S. So I didn't expect it would happen up there.
And it's very sneakily worded, so it'll look like it's not. But yeah, the infrastructure defined in various ways. They've got a whole bunch of different things for essential infrastructure. They're saying a controlled area, installation, manufacturing plant under the Pipeline Act, another one, Environmental Protection Act. But then there's another one, a provincial highway, transportation facility, transportation system, or urban rail transit system as defined in the Highways Development and Protection Act. So that's basically our highways. They've also got a highway as defined in the Traffic Safety Act. So any old highway, you couldn't even do that. Then they also add a building, structure, device, or other thing prescribed by the regulations. And it doesn't specify which regulations. So that could be anything. So they have all these specific things before that, which are totally unnecessary because of that last item, which covers them all already. So, and then they're saying that no person under the prohibitions are saying no person shall, without lawful right, justification, or excuse, willfully enter any essential infrastructure. And they're saying the same thing in different ways. And then they're pointing out that a police officer can arrest them without a warrant based on all this stuff if they think that they've done that, if they've gone on to that kind of property. Yeah, it says a peace officer may arrest without warrant any person that the peace officer finds contravening that section that defines that they can't go onto that property. So this, of course, definitely violates our Section 2 of our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And they're doing this because they're probably afraid of the of protests happening in Alberta. So, and Alberta, unfortunately, is known as one of those kind of Bible Belt type places that has a lot of right-wing, capital C conservative types there, and that's who's
Alberta's our Texas, basically.
Yeah.
It's your oil center, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's our Texas. By the way,
Alaska will be one day too, but we're just waiting for Sarah Palin to leave. So the
everyone's waiting for her to leave.
Look what Vesta said about that too. Bill 10?
Bill 1. Bill 10 is a different one where ministers can pass laws without going through legislature. Now that's dangerous because
that shouldn't be allowed.
Politicians have to be accountable and transparent, and that works against accountability and transparency. See, everyone's supposed to be equal under the law, and if that check and balance is not there, then it's possible for them to pass laws that can contradict our charter, contravene our charter, and conflict with it. So yeah, that Bill 10 is serious. Where's Bill 10 from? Is that done in just Alberta, or is it somewhere else?
Alberta,
Canada-wide.
Because Vesta is Albertan, so
Alberta as well.
Calgary, actually. So I don't know if you guys
because they want to. There's a bunch of people there who want to separate from Canada, who are in Alberta, and they quieted down about that when the federal government decided to make sure that the oil project went ahead, which is a good thing, and I'm glad our Canadian government is running that. It's a lot better than that being private enterprise, because then we know that all the regulations will be followed properly and taken seriously, instead of whereas a private corporation, again and again, we see it in history, they always try to avoid following any regulations that they can. So, and Alberta only is a very interesting point, because the problem is, even if just one province does this, all Canadians deserve the same rights. We're all supposed to be equal under the law here in Canada, and Alberta is doing this and making us unequal under the law. They're violating our charter on section 15 there as well. So this is a serious problem. Our laws need to be consistent with the charter. They cannot do this.
Well, then they probably won't be able to. So,
it looks like it's happening, especially if Bill 10 has gone through, like they're saying. If it is what's being described, I have to read it. I don't know, but I'm going based on what was mentioned here. So if that's the case, and then they don't need to wait for royal assent on Bill 1, which is the one that I just raised. So that's a concern, very big concern.
Theo, just so you know, I'm in the industry because I work for oil company as well. We collect waste oil to recycle. But I do know that some of the methods that they're using in the oil sands are a lot safer than the methods that they used to do when they first started doing oil sands, like the fracking and stuff like that. The methods that they're using now includes a special kind of drilling where they can get to the areas where there's a lot more wet oil compared to just doing the entire area and soaking up what they can. It's a lot safer now when they're doing it than it used to be even 2-3 years ago. So
less environmental impact too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and there's an interesting development I heard on CBC Radio within the last.
My favorite sound in the world, FYI.
Sorry,
it said that's my favorite sound in the world. By the way,
it's a good sound. Yeah, it's there. A few years within the last few years on CBC Radio, there was a scientist talking about trying to figure out how to recover from the oil sands when all you've got is all this sand and dirt that nothing will grow in. And he was looking over the hills when he was up there, and he noticed one green plant sort of in the middle far away. So he climbed up there, took a look at it, and discovered it's a dandelion. So he did some. So they've been doing some experiments. They're finding dandelions will grow anywhere, including this crap, and then they can use that as part of the recovery process. So they're looking into this now as research. So this is interesting. It's promising.
They grow in concrete.
Yeah,
dandelions grow, and they're food, and you can make wine out of them.
Wine? How does the wine taste?
It tastes like dandelion wine. Like, it tastes cheap wine, but it's not bad.
It won't make you blind.
Yeah.
No, my dad used to make dandelion wine.
Huh.
It's not your Bordeaux. I'll tell you that. But
tastes like hay fever.
It tastes like burning.
Tastes like Zyrtec.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's used in Chinese medicine as well.
But yeah, tar sands is the part about the whole petroleum debate that always gets me is what are you going to do to replace all the other 60,000 uses for oil that we need every day? Not just cars.
Oil will never go anywhere. It's used in lubricants, so we're going to need it for lubricants. However,
plastics,
we can't switch. All
medicine.
plastics are made with petroleum byproducts. Some metals are made with petroleum byproducts. Also,
medicine.
However, yes, some medications as well. Yeah. However, we can use synthetics now.
Yeah,
which can replace oil, but of
there
course
is some replacement value. But getting to the point where you can replace the entire need or demand is
synthetics are preferred nowadays in vehicles.
Well, and the plastics are made from a byproduct of the refining process. And this is something that I keep, people go on about the plastics problem and all the plastics waste, and that we should stop using the plastics, but if we stop using the plastics and we keep using the same amount of fuel oil, we're still going to have all that toxic byproduct left over.
Well, not only that, but and corn can actually be used to make the plastics.
Yes, that's right.
That we are. And being in the corn belt myself, there's a big plant up in Blair, Nebraska.
Yeah, that's going to take a long time, Native Atheist, because we can now recycle oil as well, which is what I do. I test oil for contaminants so that it's good enough to recycle. So.
Yeah, and then the other big one is natural gas with ammonia, anhydrous ammonia. Yeah. Unless we go to a hydroponic, greenhouse system where all plants are grown that way, the amount of anhydrous ammonia we need, we have to drill for natural gas, for a very long time, in the future. And that's not going to run out anytime.
Has anyone considered praying?
Well, remember, you need
about 5 years ago,
2 people. Right?
Yeah. You have 2 people joined together in a circle. I mean, have we tried that to just gas up a car? Just have the car go forward, car. In the name of Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah, Trevor just nailed it. That should work. In the scale we use oil and oil products, many things aren't ecologically sustainable long term, but we can become more efficient, which is happening, with it to compensate and find viable alternatives when possible, which is also happening right now.
Supplementing what we use helps out a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't think that, people are like, arguments I hear are that, well, here's a substitution. We should just go full bore into that. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what it means to ramp up production of something of that nature to the level we need it at.
Well, what Theo was commenting on there too, that there are some things we're going to have oil for, but if we can get away from using it for generating electricity, we can make a significant reduction that way.
Yeah, or even switching which type we use. Going from coal to natural gas will cut your emissions down mightily. And then while you ramp up whatever you're trying to do to take over from there, and you can convert a coal to a natural gas plant fairly easily. So,
not unheard about enough out of you liberals trying to get me. I am a coal miner. I've been a coal miner since I was 13, and there is nothing you can say or do to convince me otherwise. That coal, they got clean coal now. You know that?
I got the black lung pops.
It's just I don't know how the fact that anyone who mines coal for 36 minutes dies immediately wasn't the thing that said, hey, maybe let's not do this.
Well, most coal deposits were on the surface initially, so I don't,
They're like, yo, I can't breathe after I do this job. And then just you're fine.
You guys familiar?
It's not even healthy to get.
Are you guys familiar with Brazen Atheist?
Yep.
Aaron Lewis or whatever.
I've seen her on the Twitter. I don't really know her.
Oh, sorry, Randolph. I got to pull that one out of there. You can show that in a minute because I'm about to show something.
No problem.
So hang on. Let's see. What do we got here? Chrome tab. I'm going to share this right now. What Aaron is doing right there is donating blood.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron.
Right?
Yep, she posted that
If
one
you're
on Twitter
watching this.
earlier today.
Yep. That's my girl.
Where is she doing that?
Red Cross in wherever her area is. And of course, Pine Snake pops in there and goes, is this a normal thing for you to be doing? Or is Neil, the 604 Atheist, rubbing off on you?
Phrasing.
He wishes.
Yeah, right?
Thank you, everybody who donates blood. It's helping lots of
Yes,
people.
absolutely. How many fucking people are following me on Twitter now? Holy crap. Anyway, so yeah, I should probably stop sharing that. All right, there we go. What's that say?
What's the shopping bag say?
Oh, Greta.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Greta Thunberg. Or Thornburg.
Clean green coal? What? Is there such a thing?
No, there's not.
Hey,
As-
the
as-
president
as some-
of the United States says yes, it is. So
As
he would
somebody
never
who
lie to us.
actually raises money to put these things together. No, there's not. No,
Well,
clean coal is one of those interesting marketing ploys. It's a lot like organic for food. It doesn't mean jack shit.
Well, and even with the coal mines they reopened, now they're doing more strip mining instead of the old style tunnel mining. So it's like even where they reopened the coal mines, where it used to employ 700 guys digging, now it's like 36 guys with heavy machinery.
It's true. I eat coal all the time, and I'm fit as a fiddle.
Just don't smoke it.
Yeah, pardon me. Oh, am I not supposed to?
That would be vegan coal, right?
That's right. Vegan coal.
Level 5 vegan.
Is
Level 5? That's
Is this-
nothing. I'm level 9,000. Sorry.
is this coal gluten free?
Well, you have to figure
My
out
favorite label ever is a box or a bag
I
of
almost got him.
pink Himalayan salt that had gluten-free on it.
What?
Yeah, gluten-free salt.
Should we be so? What a time to be alive.
Okay, first of all, you fucking morons, there's no gluten and salt anyways.
Duh, that's
So-
why it's gluten free, Neil.
Oh, my grunt.
Duh.
Well, it's like people putting non-GMO on wheat.
I need to smoke right now, but I'm inside, so I'm going to have to break into some fucking nicotine gum here in a minute.
But no, like there's only 10 GMO crops. And like it's still listed as non-GMO on all the other stuff that could never be GMO.
I like to be informed about
Why
what
the
I'm putting in my
fuck?
body.
Are people so concerned about GMOs?
Because it's
people that
scary.
are worried about it, and people that are worried about it do not know what GMOs are.
Look,
Yeah.
I cheated in high school when it came to science class, so I don't know what GMO means, and it's scary, like HMO, which is scary because I don't know how to do any of the paperwork. So it's probably something that has to do with paperwork, so I don't like it.
GMO means genetically modified organism.
Like my
Almost
puppy.
everything. Yep. Well, that's different. That's a breeding technique. Where
It's
dogs-
hybridization.
Yeah, but
Yes.
no, it's an example. Really, every domesticated animal is a GMO.
Yep.
Technically, yeah, you're right. You are right.
I
Corn
got
was
one right.
probably one of the best examples of a GMO because if you go back to what corn looked like 6,000 years ago, it was
Or a
like little
banana.
stalk of grass with
Ask
three
Ray
kernels.
Comfort.
Yep.
Cue Ray
Yeah,
Comfort.
yeah. Yeah, now the banana
Broccoli.
is shaped
Broccoli.
just
I thought he was
perfectly
on
to
a
fit in our
broccoli.
hands and quite easy to eat just by the shape of it. Yeah, you look like you're about to blow the thing there, Ray. But anyway,
Hello, Nana.
I hate to break it to you, Ray, but that's not how your pretend deity actually designed the thing to begin with. We changed it to make it look like that. And
Yeah.
of course,
In
he
his
he
image?
dropped that.
And not only did we change it, we also invaded several countries and toppled legitimate governments.
So I have a question. Does
Damn
anyone
Americans.
because y'all are a bit more senior than me. Do y'all remember like the OG bananas that tasted like the banana flavor?
Oh, the artificially flavored bananas. Yeah.
Like that's apparently, isn't that the thing? Like all the bananas we have now are clones, and like the original bananas like extinct. Like we don't have any of the real ones left.
No. The banana plants. You see, well, you can cut some piece off of a banana plant and plant that, and it'll grow into a banana tree.
Right.
Yeah,
that would be like a clone.
But yeah, the variety of bananas that were in the stores in the 1950s and early 60s.
Smaller now. Yeah.
That variety was basically driven extinct by a fungus.
Right. They're all gone.
That's right.
And we're actually in the midst of the same thing happening again, that several countries in South America are having another disease that is killing off the banana trees.
Yeah.
And because they are all clones of the same plant, there's no genetic diversity. None of them have any immunity to it.
It sounds like a potato blight.
Roundup use. Oh, you must be referring to Monsanto, which, of course, everyone connects to the GMO thing. Yet, they're separate departments completely within Monsanto. So I don't know why people do that.
Well,
Monsanto came up with
Bayer now.
Yeah, well, Bayer buys everybody, but yes, they did create Roundup, right? And they also created what was it? That shit they use in the war. DDT. Thank you. That's right. So
Agent
they
Orange.
obviously have
Orange. Not
Agent
Orange.
Yep. Whatever.
DDT
but
is the mosquito.
No, that's right. They used to put in deep woods off.
Yep. DDT actually is very effective if you use it right. Where DDT went wrong was they gave it to a bunch of people that had no idea what they were doing.
I'm gonna bathe in it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'll never get bitten by another mosquito again.
Well, you're dead, so yeah.
Exactly. Checkmate, atheists.
Checkmate, skeptics.
I don't think I've ever read anything on this about Monsanto, and I read stuff like this all the time. No, there's no bad.
That's not happening. Well, what that just said.
I'd need to see a citation for that, definitely.
Yeah. As somebody comes from an ag family, I hear all sorts of bullshit.
They did bad GMO stuff. I don't know what you mean by bad GMO stuff, because I don't think there is really. I mean, the only time, if you genetically modify something and it backfires somehow and destroys the plant or animal, then maybe.
But their initial stages of them creating a GMO is done in test plots that are completely covered.
Complaint suitcases, which I do know, but I've heard about some of these from
the Roundup cases, that are based on civil suits that are bullshit. Right.
And I've heard that a lot of them that have gone through already didn't go anywhere. Pharma giant who bought Monsanto. Yeah, Bayer, I know Bayer is,
Yeah, Bayer makes more than aspirin.
A lot more than aspirin.
Which I take the 81 milligram baby aspirin every day now because
that's right. They recommend that for people that have heart conditions too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good blood
Of course,
thinner.
See your physician before you do that, though.
Yes. They especially recommend it for people that have artificial mechanical things attached to your heart.
Yep.
And if your artificial valve lasts more than 4 hours, please consult a physician immediately. I'm swinging for the fences, and I am not causing you any pain. And a little part of me died.
Yeah.
Like you healed up right when I started getting into like my groove here. Very frustrating.
I'm sorry. I
you
don't apologize at all.
You should be. Speaking of scary movies, do you remember Puppet Master?
Scary movies? Where did that come from?
I still have the page open.
Oh.
It's got like a list of all these horrible Trilogy of Terror, 1975. No Real Order. What is that? That's awful looking. Halloween 4. Yikes. What is this? Dark Night of the Scarecrow. See, I blame y'all for the reason why I don't watch scary movies, because y'all's generation just kind of thought it was funny to show kids shit. Like, I saw Puppet Master at like 5. Oh, I was fucked. Mm-mm. If it wasn't a Ninja Turtle, it wouldn't come nowhere near me. Does it eat pizza and say cowabunga? Then get it out of my face.
And recover in a bathtub.
Yeah, I grew up on the movies of all the giant irradiated animals.
When they had like an iguana in like a desert scene.
I watched Friday the 13th in grade 5. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was, the older kids were watching, grade 7s were watching it for some reason. And then I snuck in quietly and I watched pretty much the whole movie before some of the other kids realized I was there. Whoa. So, yeah, that's a scary movie for a kid to watch.
I have a ridiculously active imagination, so watching anything slightly ghoulish at a young, like Beetlejuice, fucked me up for a while.
The scariest movie I ever saw
quite a
was,
ridiculous
I don't
series.
remember how old I was, maybe 7, 6, but I remember seeing Mississippi Burning uncut. And that messed with me as, you know, a pre-10-year-old, at least, person. That just screwed with me. Because I couldn't imagine people doing that.
Yeah. And Rosewood, I saw super early, and I was just like, I trust no one. No one.
Yeah, well, see, that's the difference. Is the ones that seem to have a degree of realism, you know, would have freaked me out. But the giant animal ones were easy enough to dismiss. So, you know, weren't going to get any nightmares from those.
Yeah, but Mississippi Burning based on real events?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. I can't remember the city in Mississippi it's after.
Yeah, that messed with me really bad.
Speaking of Mississippi Burning, this is one of my favorite memes.
What a segue.
We're waiting.
Waiting on Neil.
Well, we're waiting.
All right. Thanks, Mr. What's his name from Caddyshack?
Yeah, this is not from Caddyshack.
No, I know that. Yumpin'
I
Yiminy.
love that one. I love that one.
This is called Street Justice. Thanks to Murphy's Law.
Karma.
If karma was a thing, there you go.
Which
That
is
needs
not.
to happen more. When
I'm
people
always
do that
amazed
kind
at
of
people
crap.
that don't think that the switch happened to the parties back in the 60s through the 80s.
Oh, that's a myth.
And
It's a total myth.
I'm like, so who does the KKK endorse now?
Well, see, the problem with Black Lives Matters is, no, wait a minute. First of all, Hillary's emails.
All right.
And,
Yeah.
Benghazi.
Didn't she take a hammer to one of her phones?
Obama's a Muslim, first of all.
He was born in Kenya.
All kinds of spaghetti noodles are flying out the wall at that point.
You want to
more
talk about a
irony for
gish
you.
gallop?
Babe,
My
the pig is
parents-
terrifying. Oh, another one. Fucking pig talk.
I
Not
loved
really.
Babe.
It's just a movie.
I loved Babe with the little singing mice for the little thingies.
There's some irony for you.
That is awesome.
Just go wow, wow.
And you know what? I don't care that he was into that.
Yeah.
I care that he's the KKK.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a case of methinks thou protest too much.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of these black men with their rippling chest muscles and chiseled arms and big dicks. I'm sick of them. I want to kill them after I rub their back. After I rub their strong neck
With oil.
with the back of my heels.
I don't think the town that dreaded sun. I don't think I've even heard of that. And Trevor, back when I was young,
I
back in
live.
my
clicker to control the
salad
team.
days.
I live near the. I lived within about 50 miles of the Villisca axe murder house.
This is an
scared
awesome picture. They're respecting his authority. Imagine if
ever...
you're that cop doing that job, eh?
Mm-hmm.
That's just being an American.
Yep.
So if you ever want to hear about some scary shit, read about the Villisca House in Iowa.
Nah, I'm good.
It's a real axe murder.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good.
Makes the Amityville horror look tame.
You know the hardcore murderers use chainsaws, right?
Yeah, just that's the Texas guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That Linda Blair was in the mental hospital in St. Louis, and that hospital is still there, and supposedly they closed that floor.
Really? Because she was on it?
I was like, man.
Because she was poltergeist. No, she wasn't poltergeist.
Possessed.
Possessed. Yeah, Exorcist. That's the movie.
Yeah, the Exorcist movie.
Oh, the Texarkana
one of the
Moonlight Murders. Really? That's what it was about? Oh, wow. Okay.
One of the best Far Sides ever was a security guard at the Louvre getting really nervous when Linda Blair comes up to look at the Mona Lisa. Then I think there was a sign in it that says no projectile vomiting.
Oh, shit. Have you seen... They did a special on the Mona Lisa just recently where they have now, because of the new camera type technologies that they have, they've been able to see through every layer. And there used to be different backgrounds for that thing. And stuff like that. Yeah. So and different colors and stuff. But he kept changing it over the years. It took him I can't remember exactly, but it was a stupid amount of years to actually complete it.
Yeah.
It was like 20 years or something.
It's not that big though.
Da Vinci.
When I got to go see it, when I went to go see it, I was actually more impressed with the fact that thing is only, a couple feet by a foot.
Yeah.
And to get near it, it's difficult because of the flock of people that just stand there. Mm-hmm. And the emotion it provokes in a lot of people I found very interesting. I was
Eerie.
16 at the time that I lived in France for that. I was an exchange student over there.
Well, I went there, and I was probably about the same age.
So I was my French family lived in Montpellier-Chambord, which is near Blois.
Watch your language, sir.
It's French. It's okay, Mike.
Sure it is.
They're Canadian. They can understand me.
Right.
Gotcha.
No. We're on the West Coast, dude.
Which I found, which interested me because when Windows 98 came out, there was the wallpaper that it came with that was a chateau, and that is Chateau de Chambord, which was just like a kilometer back outside where we lived. So I found that I was like, "Is this the Streisand effect?"
It's actually, Mikey. Just so you know, here on the West Coast, it's much more. If you're going to learn a language here, it's much more rational to learn one of the Chinese dialects because we have a really large Chinese population here. Actually,
that's dope. I know.
You guys have a big Vietnamese population too, don't you?
Yeah, we actually have a population of multiple Asian folks out here.
But the Chinese
some of my friends say they love going across the border to get a big bowl of pho because some of the best places are in Vancouver.
Yep. Dude, right down the street from me. I order from them all the time. Big fucking bowls like this.
Oh, yeah.
And they send you the bag of fucking sprouts and the leaves and the mint or whatever the fuck it is. Or no, I think it's cilantro.
Some cilantro.
Anyway, yeah, cilantro.
That's
and
cool.
then you put that in there and nom. Oh my gosh. I always get the curry ones too. The ones that are made with curry. Like
the ones that send us. So Omaha actually has one of the largest influx populations from the Vietnam War, and we have a couple pho places. When they send it, they just give you the superheated broth, and then they send you all the pieces to put in it.
They do that here too. Yeah.
So your rice noodles don't disintegrate by the time that you get it home.
I much prefer. I like because some of them you can get the thick noodles, but I like the rice vermicelli. Yeah, I think that's the best noodles.
And you get your beef uncooked so that it can cook in the broth.
Yep. Yeah, the raw beef. Yep.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it makes me want to go eat again.
I know, right?
Are you guys proud of yourselves? What you just did? Are you proud of what you just did? You just talked about that food like that when you know none of us have access to it right now. Are you proud?
You don't have like fucking DoorDash
Uber
or Skip
Eats?
the Dishes or something, or Uber Eats, or
I already had TGI Fridays like a uncultured swine.
I had Greek food today. I had souvlaki, what's the rice pilaf, and some pan-fried mushrooms, and
That's one of the things that annoys me the most. Like, I used to go to New York City a lot, and
on Saganaki.
before obviously surgery and COVID. And one of the things is like the number of people that stand outside in Times Square eating at Red Lobster, TGI Fridays, and like, you're in fucking New York City.
Yeah.
You're like food capital of the world, where people literally probably got off the boat 10 days ago and opened up a restaurant, and now you can go eat their food the way they make it. And you're at TGI Fridays? I don't get it.
fucking, I live on fucking planet America. So there's no better food, no better people. There's nothing better out there for me.
Planet America.
Else. This is the best. This is as good as it gets. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Documentary, the Bear Monsanto documentary, Only If I'm Interested. I've actually already seen it, and I liken it to documentaries like
Vaxxed.
Yeah, or planned demic.
Yeah.
You know, of course, there's always going to be people that will pick up on the fear mongering of certain things and then run with it, right? And make documentaries.
Well, and then they take like three.
Like Michael
things
Moore
that are
does that
true.
all the fucking time. Yeah.
And
Was
they'll
Vaxxed
like
the movie?
Wrap a
three
bunch of
true
bullshit
things.
around it.
Is Vaxxed the movie done by that criminal doctor Andrew Wakefield?
No, it
That's
was
a
done
good
by
question.
somebody else.
Maybe want to Google that, but I think they did. Didn't they do an interview with him in
Yeah, I
Vaxxed?
don't think it was done by him, but there was some stuff
Well, he
about him
endorsed
in it.
Maybe that's what it was.
So Vaxxed is conspiracy theory nonsense kind of movie.
Of course it is.
Andrew
Yeah.
Wakefield is the director, produced by Del Bigtree.
Delamitri, that had that awesome hit single in the
I mean-
90s, Roll to Me.
I mean, Theo, think about it, man. Beyond the Curve is a fucking
Everything
Beyond the
you
Curve is a
wanted to be.
fucking documentary too. So I don't know. It's just because it's a documentary doesn't mean it's based in fact, if you know what I mean. I mean, I watched a documentary called Chariots of the Gods years ago, hosted by
Oh yeah, that was
Leonard
awesome.
Nimoy.
Well,
it was all about ancient aliens and shit like
Well,
that.
Chariots of the Gods is the book written by what's his face?
Yeah, I know. Zechariah Sitchin.
No, not Sitchin. It's the other guy. It's the guy that's still alive. He's on the Ancient Aliens all the time.
And I don't
Oh,
think I have ever
oh.
seen a soul that's so in despair.
Zahi Hawass or whatever? Zahi
No. Ancient.
Type in fucking Chariots of the Gods. That'll tell you. Yeah. Have you seen the new one? Randolph?
No?
It's got Bubbles' face imposed over it, and it says kitties. He's doing that.
Oh, that'll be good. Bubbles is from Trailer Park Boys for people who don't know.
Yes.
Not my persuasion.
Not your persuasion. Oh my goodness, man! Trailer Park Boys.
Eric
is
Von
fucking funny.
Daniken. Eric Von Daniken.
Von Daniken. Thank you.
Yep. That guy is hilarious because he outright lies about Puma Punku and what the stones are made of. It's like these are all granite and diorite. No, they're red sandstone. You know?
You don't know, man. You don't know.
No.
Maybe the aliens, man.
No. This is. I'm not dismissing it because it's a documentary. There are a lot of legitimate documentaries out there, but what I'm saying is just because it's a documentary does not make it valid. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah, that would be an appeal to authority.
And I've seen the documentary you're talking to, or you're talking to about.
Just yelling at the TV. Come on, now you know the real aliens.
And if they give sources, I don't remember the sources.
Well, and
Maybe I'll
sources
have to
can go two ways. Sources,
Yep.
you know, if somebody gives me a source that's InfoWars,
Huh. Gay frogs.
Well, yeah.
I'm making the frogs gay.
I get you. Always check the sources. Anytime somebody posts sources, you always go and you check the sources regardless, right?
Yeah.
And then there are other places that you can go to bounce those sources off of to see if they're legitimate sources too.
Snoop is in town.
What's this one? Y'all got any space drugs? Actually, the movie that this scene is that comes from, no, not Contact. Arrival is what it was, and it's a really good movie.
Yeah, Arrival.
I really enjoyed it. Like, it's not full of like alien space battles or anything like that, but the whole concept of it, I thought, was brilliant. The way these beings that have come down to Earth see time.
Yeah, as a circle.
Fuck yeah, like it's a circle, and their language is the same way, and they have to figure out how to decode it.
That was actually a movie I was thinking about when I was waiting to be transported.
I'll double check if
to go into surgery, because she still made the decision to get married and have the child, knowing what she knew up through it. And so that was, me sitting there going, I might not survive and my kids might have to grow up without a dad. Would I still go back and go through this whole thing all over again?
I think most people would.
And well, that's what I came up with. But when you're sitting there by yourself for about 10 minutes waiting for the ambulance transport to come in, you start thinking about a lot of things. Some not so helpful, some helpful. But yeah, not once did I go, oh, if there's a God.
Then Loki shows up with like 3
if Loki showed up, I would expect that. I would be like, all right, I get it. Okay.
What if the devil showed up
Ocean
with
was
a fiddle?
right.
If the devil showed up with a fiddle.
And he went down to Georgia?
How fucked
Well, I would
fucked
ask him why he allowed people to lie about where he ended up, because he's still an angel in heaven. He's just the prosecution.
Listen, do you want to have a fiddle off or not? Why are you asking me all these damn questions? I'm trying to have a good old fiddle off. Do you need a fiddle? I can
I need a fiddle.
One in my hand if you need a fiddle. All right, I will provide you a fiddle. I don't know why you're doing a fiddle off with no fiddle, but
I would rather just go off a shiny demon and
in the middle of the road.
Vaxxed is the story of Zsa Zsa Gabor's trip to a spa.
Tons of mice. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yes, I went to the spa and got vaxxed.
A decent horror movie that had a great concept was, did you ever see 29 Days of Night?
I know the concept, but I don't know the movie.
Yeah. Basically, it's a tribe of vampires that realizes if they go to this town in Alaska that's far enough north, the sun won't come up for a month.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I did see that in the theaters because I was making out with a girl.
Yeah.
That was fun. What
Central
was that about?
to the story.
What's the movie about? I do remember going to that, but they were on like a drilling.
Believe me, you had a much better time than anyone else in the theater.
Yeah. Weren't they like? It was like a drilling thing, like a drilling place.
You missed a day, by the way. It's 30 Days of Night.
Okay, yeah.
It was
one of the best conceptual movies I ever saw, though, was still Event Horizon. That's still one of the better, especially if Especially if they admit that it's a Warhammer 40K prequel, because that's the warp. I mean, if you know your 40K lore, that could be the warp.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do the time warp again. Just do it.
Let's do the time. What, the Primus version?
Step to the left.
Yeah.
It was a while ago that I saw it, Theo, but I'll re-watch it and I'll give you a critique on it.
But yeah, Event Horizon.
Primus
the problem with Event Horizon was when I deconverted, the images of hell kept playing in my head for a while. That was disgusting for a while.
Hi, Randolph.
Where'd Randolph go? Wonder if because he disappeared out of the chat the other day, and it turned out it was a power outage. So I'm wondering if he's.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I have to take care of something here. in the private chat.
Yeah.
The private chat.
Yeah, he wrote that in private chat.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was the first time he left.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the first time he left.
I didn't see a timestamp. My bad.
Oh, I thought that was you saying that now.
There he is. What happened?
I had something overheat and I had to restart.
Oh. Damn Linux.
Personal waterproof massager, perhaps.
Whoa!
Mikey likes it.
I got
Give
a
it a
little
Mikey.
West Coast non-French tickler, if you like.
Whoa.
Oh, you have it ready, do you?
It's actually a Swiffer, but that's okay.
Balling on the budget.
That's right.
Can we?
It's
Can
a
we just,
Swiffer, not a fluffer.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys pronounce it in Canadian, but same thing. Can we just take like 2 minutes and give Tenacious D all the flowers that they deserve for being the greatest rockinest rock group that ever rocked a rock?
What?
Tenacious
Primus?
D.
This is not the
Tenacious
greatest
D.
song in the world. No.
Actually, Native Atheist, I have the first version of that, which was actually before they did the recorded version of The Devil Goes Down to Georgia, which I think was that on Frizzle Fry? I'm not sure if I remember correctly. But anyways, I have the first version of that on a European bootleg that was actually a live version, the first time they ever played it live. And they ended up recording it afterwards because every time they played it live, people were digging it. So there you go. But that's kind of the perks you get when you work in a record store. So.
What am perks? What am a perk? But Tenacious D, do you like Tenacious D, Neil? Are you a fan?
I like Tenacious D, of course.
The D?
The movie was fucking hilarious.
Dave Grohl as spoiler alert, Dave Grohl as Satan could not have gone better.
I know, it was fucking brilliant. I had no idea. When I saw the movie, nobody had told me that he was playing Satan.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, I'm like, is that fucking Dave Grohl? It's hard to tell unless you know it's him.
He's got the full Hellboy suit on.
Yeah, exactly. And my buddy goes, yep. I didn't want to tell you. I want to see if you recognize him. I go, I almost didn't because I'm looking at it. And then I'm looking, holy fuck, it kind of looks like Dave Grohl. So I said, is that Dave Grohl? He goes, yeah, it's Dave Grohl. So we were laughing.
He had the three
We're
bass
also
drums.
probably pretty fucking stoned. Yes. Yeah.
The three bass drums on his fucking killer drum set, and there were 666 written on it. Epic. So epic.
Some Twitter account had like, one of those, my daughter says the cutest things. And it was like, if you could go back in time, and visit any musical artist, who would you do? And she's like, oh, I'd go back and I'd go see Nirvana, love Cobain, all this other stuff. And he goes, well, would you save his life? She goes, hell no. And miss out on the Foo Fighters?
and then I pushed my daughter off a cliff so I can get the Soul Stone.
I saw Nirvana at a place here called the Commodore Ballroom. It had Mudhoney and the Melvins open for them. And of course, Nirvana was a headliner. This is right after Nevermind was released, literally 2 months after Nevermind was released. And of course, we're working at the record store. You get free tickets all the time to go to shit. So who comes walking through the crowd as I'm hanging out with Mark Arm and his girlfriend? Mark Arm's the singer from Mudhoney. Nirvana comes walking through, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Hey boys, what's going on?" And they go, "Hey dude," and they go like this. So I put up my hand, and I got high five by all three members of Nirvana as they walked.
And then he stole their rockability.
I did
for himself.
I didn't. What'd you do with Jim Majors there, Randolph? You getting a little bomb chicka wow wow with him, or?
It was awesome on.
Take this to a place.
Is that
place
why
that doesn't need to go? What's this? What's this?
Is that why Jim is all injured and he had to
you
go
want
through
in?
4 surgeries?
Yeah, come on in, man. Be good to see him. I haven't talked with him for a while.
Yeah, I got about another half hour I can stick around, so I will do that.
We have, the modern day debate stuff with Jim Majors last week on Wednesday.
I know.
Oh, okay.
These are jokes. We are poking. We are poking the funds.
And then
By Jove, that's splendid.
Someone got my reference.
Dude, where's my car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's funny about that?
You got a tattoo on your back. What's it say? Dude. What's mine say? Sweet.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? But I knew exactly what you were talking about. Just from like the way you said it, I was like, oh, that sounds like Dude. Is that Dude, where's my car? Nailed it. Nailed it. Still haven't seen it.
I would suggest seeing it once in your life and then never again.
I'll wait for like I'll wait for my last like 10 years and I'll get it done.
It's that important to you, huh?
Which is probably like next year at some point, given the way that this country's going. So if anybody wants to sponsor me or marry me and my girlfriend so that we can get citizenship, just go to onlyfans.com/MikeyVaman.
God damn it! Why can't I find you in here, Justin?
So
Send me
I
a
can
fucking
send them a link.
message.
my
Neil, you
wife
want me to
gets
send you a link?
targeted ads for T-shirts on Facebook, and one of them was I made it
Neil,
through
I'll
the
send you the link.
pandemic without forming an OnlyFans.
Wish I could wear that shirt.
I'll get this link too.
Yeah, dude, I'm on it. I'm just searching through mine.
I was
Naka.
thinking I
Hi.
should do a T-shirt that says I survived the 2020 pandemic and all I got was a cold.
That is good. It's stupid good because I can't stop giggling about it. It wasn't that good, but I can't stop laughing. So maybe it is that good. I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm a mess.
That's me most of the time.
I'm a mess.
He's in a different chat group. I'll find him here.
Yeah,
He
I
will find you. He has a certain set of skills.
can't.
I'll find him, Neil. It's fine. I'll take care of that for you.
You know, Mikey looks like he's got a galaxy leaking out the top of his head.
Sounds about right.
Okay, I'm sending him a private message now.
Yeah. Watch your private messages, son.
He's way down in my messages. Oh, I just.
Message inbound.
I just sent him the link, Neil, so it's fine.
Well, fine.
Yeah, why don't you sit back and be the host, Neil? Why are you trying to do all this clerical work?
I don't know.
These things will be different once you have a
Fucking
producer.
producer's slacking off. That's why.
I don't even have the link to send people. That's why I'm over here. You want to see what
How
I'm doing
you
right
get
now?
in here?
I do shit. I can get into all your things. You don't understand. I have a backdoor to everything. I have my way.
I'm your backdoor man.
Yikes. Here we go.
Empathetic Atheist, check your Twitter.
That's going to be clipped, and someone's going to do something with it.
Oh no, wrong one. This one?
No, we don't want to look at you anyways, buddy.
No, I did the wrong button. And now it's all right. Now it's
You had to
angry
use
with
the
me.
back door to get that corrected.
Oh, you know what it is? All right, I'm gonna need you to let me back in. I forgot to turn on hardware acceleration. Boys, you gotta remind me about these things. I don't use browsers.
What?
I don't use browsers. I have like dedicated programs. So hardware accelerate. Oh, it's already on. Now I know what it's doing. Why is my? Oh, that's why.
Hey, empathetic atheist, check your Twitter private messages.
Yeah. It's
Got one from me, buddy.
Yeah, because apparently I'm incompetent.
I wasn't saying that.
Mikey has connections, says Theo.
I do.
Which is, by the way, one of my favorite YouTube kind of names, theoretically. That's just too much.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah.
Theo Original was another one I heard.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Naka, if you're still in the chat,
Naka's in the chat. I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's his patented yo right there.
yeah.
What's up, Naka?
He just got done on Modern Day Debate talking about like removing those piece of shit, bullshit, traitor ass fucking Confederate monuments.
Yeah.
And I was just like listening to Homeboy and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to turn this shit off. I heard Naka's intro. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. I am not going to suffer this fucking moron for fucking half an hour. I can't do it. These days, I just can't. I just can't. I can't listen to it. I gotta look out for my blood pressure, y'all.
You and me both.
Well, listen to some dude apologize for fucking slavers is not gonna do it for me today.
So here's one for you. What about a diner here in town that has a sandwich named the Robert E. Lee?
Oh, you can get that sandwich the fuck out of my face.
I
I don't care if it's got bacon and pussy on that motherfucker. I don't want it.
Speaking of which, I got a bacon flavored lollipop.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that.
You never had candied bacon, dude?
Yes, but I don't know if I want a lollipop's worth of time on that. No. IQ, I'll send you the link. I need you to clip that for me, big guy. I know you're busy, but I need that. We're going to gift that. You know you just fucked up, Neil.
As long as it's your background next time.
Oh, I can make a video of it and then have just Neil doing this as my background for the whole hangout. Note to self.
Oh,
You're welcome. That idea is 25 cents.
And Irish is no longer allowed in my fucking hangout. You bastard.
That's what I get for trying to be murdered several times.
You tried?
Get murdered right next time.
Yeah, those people suck at it.
You guys can't even kill me right.
That's true.
You suck.
With his memes, he definitely tried.
I was late to the party. Like I'm late for everything on earth. I'm always late.
For the very important.
Fashionably late. Well, you were on that one that Randolph tried to kill me.
No, Theo, not candy bacon. Candied bacon.
Pig candy.
Pig candy, yeah.
No,
yeah.
we call those piglets.
Candy. That's right. Those are the tastiest ones.
That's so fucked up.
I know.
That's so fucked up.
Vegans everywhere right now are screaming.
And actually, I have been like
the thing about piglets, though, is the bacon isn't very big. It's only little strips.
It's Candide bacon, one of Voltaire's lesser-known works.
That's good.
I thought that was the guy who made the national anthem. Francis Scott Candied Bacon. But that's Francis Scott Key. God damn it. No.
Yeah. No, Bacon was the guy who wrote the Shakespeare plays.
Sir Francis Bacon.
Yeah, who's Sir Francis Bacon? Is that the astronomer?
Be there in a sec. Oh, okay, hang on. Should we let Justin in? Because he's taking fucking forever. It's like those girls that you used to go on a date with and go, I'll be down in a minute. And then 25 minutes later, they finally come down.
I said, bitch.
They go, wait a minute, I gotta change. And then they go back upstairs. You're like,
No.
God, I gotta talk to your dad with his fucking sawed-off shotgun pointed at my
Sir
head.
Francis Bacon is the father of the scientific method.
Yeah, I knew he was a science dude. I couldn't remember what it was, though.
Why do you think I like bacon and science so much?
Because you're a dirty boy. Dirty boys like dirty things.
I am so.
It's not a shot across the bow. It's just...
He lived a good life, man. He lived 65 years.
I gotta
Back
tell
in
you,
the 1500s.
I've tried a couple of different brands of bacon jerky, and it
it's never been good.
It's not good. It doesn't work.
Have you had biltong?
Have I had what?
Biltong?
What the fuck is that?
It's like South African jerky. So instead of like the fucking bastardized process that we do, their shit takes like forever, and it just like literally just hangs out on strips. It is like jerky times awesome. It's just better in every way. It's got more flavor. It's got more chew. It's not like the fucking Sasquatch commercial. What's those people? Hungry Jacks or whatever it is.
Jack Links.
Jealous.
Jack Links.
Naka's trying to make me jealous, motherfucker. It's got
In
a new
your face.
I wish in my storage. in my storage locker, which is down the road from here, I've got a bong that I made myself years ago. Somebody gave me one of those giant penises that with the white straw that you put in the top, drink out of that unscrews in the bottom. So I cut a hole.
Somebody.
I was one of my buddies that I worked at the tow truck industry. They were gag
Bong
gifts.
you can screw and unscrew.
Yeah. So, anyways, I unscrewed the bottom. I drilled a hole in the side, put a pull tube in it so you could, like smoke out of it. And I put a bowl in the top where the hole was for the straw. And I put a bowl in there, and I put one of those. You remember those Big Johnson T-shirts? The geeky looking guy.
Oh yeah.
Remember those? So I put one of his stickers on there, and I called it the Dong Bong. And I don't know. We sent a picture into High Times magazine, of course, where as everyone did back then, wearing the bandanas so you can't be recognized. And we had this a white sheet, and I put the Dong Bong there, and I'm presenting the Dong Bong. And I never actually looked to see if they ever printed the photo, but
apparently they still make those T-shirts.
Oh, do they? Big Johnson? Speaking of Big Johnsons, hello, empathetic.
Jerky times awesome is pretty cool, Nike.
Big Johnson's casino,
That's
liquor
how I
up front.
How you doing,
poker
Justin?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good to see you
Better
again.
than
Been a while.
noob. How are you, sir? I'm
You've
very
been busy
volatile.
with your
I
channel.
apologize.
Looks
What's
like
that?
you're going strong too. You got a good show going there.
Yeah. I got my OBS up and running. Dropped $1,000 on a brand new computer to make shit look fancy. So hopefully it's worth it.
Look at him putting in work. Y'all jealous. He putting in hours when y'all are out here slacking. Get on your grind.
No. If you look at Neil's subscribers and my subscribers, I'm slacking.
Neil is sexy. You have nothing to compete with that. I'm sorry. Just get used to certain people have an advantage.
There's a reason. You only spent $1,000 on your computer. I spent 3 times that amount on mine.
Ooh, in your face. I'm just being so.
How does that translate over to Canadian currency?
Well, $2,000
cents.
Canadian is about $5 US. So. Like that.
Three
Hey,
levels.
Thanks for the super chat. Well, I'm kind of full, and we're only going for a little while longer. So,
Well,
Neil, if you go to BigJohnsonClassics.com, you can get your old T-shirts.
I never had one. I just had the sticker that I got from one of those dollar vending machines.
Yeah, you can get you can get all the stuff. Yep.
Okay.
That's how you know. That's how you know Canada broke. They got the dollar vending machine. I wish the vending machine would hit me with 4 quarters. Smack the shit out of that machine.
Tiger King bullshit in the background there. So I will kick your ass out of this thing if that's what that is.
Carol Baskins.
She's probably the hero of the whole story.
I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't seen a thing, but I've seen other people comment on it, and
make me fucking angry as fuck, and I don't want to be angry as fuck.
Yeah.
So the first episode is it's tigers. That's cool. He's running his own little zoo. Then you get like the 3rd and 4th and 5th episode, and you're like, this ain't about fucking tigers.
this is about employment abuse and slavery and exploitation of felons and of people down on their luck. And yeah, it's actually who was it that was saying this is a great like microcosm of capitalism? Was everything that was happening with them, of how people treat people in the economy of late stage capitalism. But yeah.
That's sad.
But yeah, if you really dig into it, the way he treats people and underpays people and everything else, and withholds pay to make them do certain things,
I've been through that.
it's disgusting.
Yeah, that's illegal here in Canada.
Oh, it's illegal here too.
Everywhere, like you can't do it here.
The only
Well, I mean,
place
they
that it
do.
is legal is maybe Abu Dhabi, where they're doing that to the Indians that are building the World Cup soccer.
No, it's legal in Dubai.
Or Dubai, that's where they're doing it. Yeah,
What isn't legal in Dubai?
They hold their passports, actually.
women driving.
Oh,
Accurate.
okay.
Facts. Big
Fair
facts.
enough.
Got him.
Homosexuality.
Fun. Fun's illegal.
In Saudi Arabia, it'll get you thrown off buildings. Same in Iran.
Yeah.
In Dubai, it'll get you sent to Saudi Arabia.
To be thrown off a building.
Yeah.
We won't do it here, but we'll cross the border and have a special 7-story building built. That sounds about right.
FYI, guys, although I do appreciate the super chats,
it's now my time to shine.
I'm not getting them until I settle up with Google, so you don't have to send me super chats right now. I should probably disable it until that's taken care of.
So if you really want to support Neil the 604 Atheist, please go to patreon.com/Neil the 604 Atheist. That way all of your donations actually make it to Neil's pocket where he can start buying me rum.
I thought it was for buying gummies.
Well, no. See, guys, I have a fucking job too, you know.
No, he
doesn't.
Yeah,
this is
There's not a lot of money in chemistry, but I make a pretty good living.
He is unemployed.
I'm all right. I'm out. Fuck you, Mikey.
As long as I say it in this voice, it's a slogan.
I don't know. I like my monster truck voice, a monster truck guy voice that I
This is awesome.
Sunday.
Yeah. We're going to turn BC Place into a giant mud pit.
Mud pit.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
The edge.
I think Neil should be introducing debates.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping I could do the tonight. It's a showdown between Randolph Richardson and Steve McRae. Who will come out on top?
I had to cancel that.
I know. Yeah.
He finally
I would love to see a cage match between Silverman and McRae.
He
Just
finally
force him
took
to
this
fight
thing
him.
off of his videos. I said he
Yeah,
finally
that's
took
good.
this thing off of his videos.
Good. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have had it to begin with.
Yeah, I think Steve put it together and just saw a picture of Atheist Pastor and was like, "Hey, I'm going to use that picture," not knowing that this was my symbol. And then Peter, gonna go for it's the one that created the symbol, and he called me fucking livid. He was like, "Hey, Steve McRae," which he already has bad blood with. He's like, "Steve McRae has your logo that I created on his shit in his intro." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." But we were able to solve it without Peter having to file copyright laws or anything like that. So it got
Peter was
settled.
ready to do that.
Yeah, he was.
I want to find somebody that can do a Swedish Poland ball that's eating a potato and drinking a Guinness, so that I can be the Irish Swede.
I know a guy.
Who will come out on top? The irony.
After this.
Do you have the pictures you want put together?
Yep, I have. There's the Irish guy on my Twitter account avatar, and my avatar here on YouTube are the two. But I want the one here on YouTube to be the main character, but the potato and the Guinness from my Twitter account to be brought over.
I can give it a try. Send me the stuff in a private message on Twitter, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay.
Well, I can do better than that, Glass.
Yeah, Neil's got someone better. Go with Neil.
Huh? What? No. That's not what I'm referring to.
I
think he's fucking with
homie.
Glass Monster wants me to read the thing there. In this corner, we have the man from outside Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. The man known for his book, what is it? The Falsehoods of Christianity or some shit like that. Mr. Aaron Ra. And in this corner, we have the tax. Oh, that's not the tax evading guy. We have the guy who scammed his entire state out of money so he could build a giant boat, which is utterly useless. Mr. Ken Ham.
Yeah, that's an example of cargo culture right there.
Mm-hmm.
I still blame Atheist Pastor for letting Ken Ham come over here.
You blame atheists. You realize that when Ken Ham came over here, Pastor probably wasn't even alive.
Yeah, but I still blame him. Original sin, you know?
Oh, sure, 7 generations, all that.
And
Yeah,
Justin, what is his defense?
What is his
yeah.
defense?
Defense is in
We
the
gave
backyard.
him-
It's what keeps them separate from the neighbors.
Now, apparently, we gave him somebody that.
No.
Forget who it is.
That was as lame, Neil, as my Candide joke.
Yes, it was.
I say we put Ken Ham on his own ark and push him out to sea. He can go back to Australia.
Yes, please.
If it doesn't float, he just didn't have enough faith.
Bingo.
They want him back.
Yes, please.
You know what I think we should do is put an entire mound of termites in there with him.
My mom actually called to ask before COVID if this summer she could take my 2 boys down to the Ark. And I'm like,
Gotta love the rainbows.
I'm thanking, I don't know what, for the pandemic, because now she can't take them down there.
What, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
And I don't have to think of a bullshit excuse.
My mother learned very early with me. I have no idea how to not say shit. So she was very aware from a very early age what I agreed and disagreed with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still in the closet with my parents.
The Ark would have been fun if they actually had live dinosaurs in there, because apparently they had dinosaurs in the Ark and the fucking one in there.
Yeah.
And there weren't even feathers on them. Fucking idiots.
Right?
Didn't they?
I don't
Jurassic
remember who
Park?
came up with it, but the amount of shit produced by all those animals and the amount of methane produced from said shit, would
Dude, they would have
kill
been dead
everybody.
within 3 hours.
Yeah.
If the
Yeah, 'cause there
animals
was
were
only
not
supposed to
allowed to
have one
eat each
window.
other, if the animals were not allowed to eat each other, then the only
Well-
thing on that ark that had any food was termites, and they weren't allowed to eat it.
Well, and
Well,
what
that-
about the
God
whole
said
thing
they
of
were. You
when
kept
they
them.
got off the ark and all the animals were dispersing? Every time a carnivore ate, a species would have to go extinct.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, there
Yeah.
goes unicorns.
Well, and kangaroos.
That's where the
at that time-
dinosaurs went.
And the dragon.
Kangaroos had wings, and that's how they got to Australia. I don't know what
Right.
part y'all
What about
missed.
koala bears?
But then
Also
evolution.
had wings.
Or the
sorry.
South Africa or South American
yeah, right.
sloth.
Neil's right. Then you have to believe in evolution.
Yeah.
No, I believe in
How
micro,
did the
not macro.
sloth- Exactly. Exactly, Irish. How did the sloth get there? I mean, they walk, what, 3.5 feet every half an hour?
They got a head start.
Swimming
Yeah,
ability.
that's right.
only
Got early
They got a head start.
10 feet.
So what?
Nobody had
Drown in the
They're very fast.
okay.
Mystery solved.
They're very fast.
Okay,
They're
so
great
okay,
swimmers.
so in one of the church propaganda pieces that was put out of Noah's Ark, had 2 lions going up into it, and both had manes.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I got that picture. I'll bring it up right away.
it's like you guys are gonna have quite a bit of a problem mating those.
Yes.
Shit.
Kinda. They're gonna be doing a lot of docking and no birthing of new lions.
There's what you're thinking of, Irish Swede.
Yeah, I remember this one. Yep. 2 mains right there. Yep. And of course, 2 male fucking whatever they are in front of them too.
And those
Oh, yeah.
giraffes
Yeah.
about the same size are probably both the same sex.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'll
You know,
stay
for
surprised.
how out of the way we are in Omaha, having the world's best zoo is kind of a cool thing because we can feed the giraffes.
Who told
and
you
everything.
you had the best zoo?
We've been rated. The Henry Doorly Zoo has been rated the best for like 10 years running.
Says who?
Let's see, U.S. News World Report,
Fake news.
several rankings.
Fake news.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, it's always
all
between
fake news.
San Diego, us, and Cincinnati.
Look, St. Louis is going to get there one day. We're
Cincinnati,
going to crack
hey,
that top
represent.
10. We're going to crack
Cincinnati
that top 10
Zoo
one of these days.
is awesome. But yeah, Omaha's gets
Yeah, I'm
just has a
about-
ton of money.
20 minutes away from it.
Yeah, if you're ever out in Omaha and want to see the zoo out here, I can get you in free. So
My
I'm on
man.
and with a backstage tour guide too, because
homie.
my sister-in-law, who is a surgeon, is one of the major donors. So she can basically. So But the cool thing is like it opens at like 9, but if we want to show up at like 7 and get our own cart and get driven around and do, have the kids, be able to basically see the whole zoo by themselves without any other people there, we get to do that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, privilege.
This is the best thing.
Privilege.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Neil, you're gonna fucking be so pissed at me.
One more
I
theory.
really want to apologize, but I just need you to be like part of this. I need you to be part of this.
Fake
movement.
news.
I called them GNUs for like 1,000 years, and then I figured out everyone just said news. I was like,
Did those
"Oh,
news
shit."
look at something striped when they mated?
They actually are GNUs. And
I thought
don't
it
you
was news.
No, don't you remember the old what is it, the Great Space Coaster show?
I remember that.
Gary GNU. This is a show where no GNUs is good GNUs with Gary GNU.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea what that is, but that sounds right up my alley.
No, it's not. Gary
That was
GNU
a popular show.
Oh yeah, it was the Great Space.
I'm a child.
I remember the melody.
Yeah,
I'm a baby person, so remember that.
and what my favorite character on there was MT Promises. This big top hat dude, his eyes were like in the top hat itself. It was bizarre, or something like that.
It's not scary at all. Why are your eyes up there, sir? Come closer and I'll tell you. No way. No way, bad man.
Let me see if I can find a picture of MT Promises.
No, I'm afraid.
I don't want to see him.
Please, no. I'm sorry.
There was an entire Saturday morning live action show about this, place that all the characters were giant hats.
Oh, sorry, they weren't in his hat, Mikey. They were near his hat, though. Like that's him right there.
Wait, let me stop doing this.
There you go.
Oh God.
Yeah,
No.
MT
No.
Promises.
MT off my fucking screen. That's what his name is. MT, fuck out of here, dog. You're scaring the children. I'm afraid of everything, though.
And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he doesn't really look like a GNU. So, but that's the Gary GNU news show.
Was he Swedish? He's doing
No.
like the Gushkanu.
I remember these characters.
Yep.
Flurb and Durbin.
I wonder if this picture freaks Mikey out.
Oh shit!
There you go.
I'm
Like he's
already
gonna-
afraid.
No GNUs is good GNUs with Gary GNU.
He's a very happy character.
Yeah, he was. He was hysterical, actually.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And the Great Space Coaster. Oh yeah, they had the the Cyberfunt. Is that what they called them? The kind of robotic elephant.
Oh,
Yo, this shit is terrifying. What a show is it?
oh, wait till you see the picture I've got
Great
that
Space
Neil's
Coaster.
put up that I posted here.
As soon as Neil,
Ran from 1981 to 1986. Pretty
damn,
sure.
I just missed it.
Was it a Canadian show?
Sounds like it because I don't
Look at
remember
Mikey
anything
all
with
worried
that.
about the next picture to be shown here.
No, I'm good. I got 13 other windows open on top of this one. Not looking.
Yeah, right.
Oh, fuck off.
Head equal. Head.
Just type
sand.
in blue waffle and hit I feel lucky.
Oh,
my God.
Oh,
Yuck City.
that sounds like asking for trouble.
There you go. Here's one disturbing kids show.
Most of them were now that you go back and look at them.
The Muppets was actually okay, but it was more aimed at adults, and then the kids ended up liking it.
Yeah.
I sure liked that show.
Fraggle Rock seemed like one.
I love
good-
Fraggle Rock.
Oh yeah,
Fraggle Rock was a great
Fraggles
show.
were cool.
But they didn't play it enough here in Canada, so we didn't get to see it very often here. It was always
Yeah,
a treat. to
There's
see
a
it.
way.
They played it enough. I fucking
Worry
hated
for
it.
Another day. Let the
Neil.
music play.
Yeah.
I found an image of the characters from Lidsville.
Oh,
See
Lidsville. Yeah.
Mikey's reaction to this one.
Oh shit.
Lidsville was the same guys that did HR Puff and stuff.
Yeah, the Croft brothers.
What the figgity fuck is that?
They're all hats.
That's
Lidsville.
a kids show.
Every character was a different type of hat.
Yeah.
A new type of terror.
Yeah, I didn't get into that show.
Ah.
For
There you
those
go,
shows,
Mikey.
she looks like a Muppet.
Word.
It takes a moment to people realize what's going on.
Yeah.
The show's done by those guys, with like HR Puff and stuff, which I dug as a kid. My favorite one was always the Bugaloos, and what the hell was the other one?
Yeah,
You
the
don't pronounce it
Buckaroos was
Bugalo?
a British one.
Yeah, but it was done by the same company.
Was it?
Yeah, they just had two of the characters were British, not a different American.
I'm just seeing that picture now on the replay.
Oh, what are you doing?
Huh? Nothing.
I was reading something else.
What am I hearing in the background?
That's not me.
I'm hearing it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's-
somebody's got like a TV going on in the background.
And then they all turned on each other.
No, I was actually reading about Kyle MacLachlan's filmography.
Sarah McLachlan's little brother.
No.
He also likes skateboarding and Pogs.
What was his first acting gig?
He was in Willow. He was the son.
No. He played Paul Atreides.
I don't know how to lower the damn quality of this thing.
That should give you a hint at what movie that was.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh. Okay.
Talking about
Dune.
a never-ending story, possibly.
No, Dune.
No, that's Atreyu.
Atreyu, yeah. That
Paul
part of that
Atreides
was
is
filmed in my
Dune.
elementary school. The one where I pulled a bunch of pranks on. Teachers thought the school had been invaded by poltergeist, so I finished at the end of grade 6, so they blamed a grade 7. But I remember after they filmed the movie during summer holidays, we were all so disappointed, and so us kids, so we ended up trying to climb up the ladder to get to the upstairs, the attic. There's no attic; it goes straight to the roof.
Don't remake Willow. What's wrong with you, Rage?
No, Willow needs to be remade.
No, it fucking doesn't.
Yes,
was
it does.
Fine
Here's
the
why.
way it was.
Here's why. Here's why.
I don't care why.
Val Kilmer has betrayed us.
So,
He stopped being Mad Mardigan many years ago.
yeah, of course he did. It was
Who
only
the fuck knows where Sorsha is? Fucking Willow Ufgood is over on fucking Harry Potter land making his millions. Me gosh, anybody talk to him? Burgle Cut? Von Carr? No one knows where these General Kale? No one knows.
They are remaking Dune, people. It's going to be a TV series.
Yep. No, it's Dune is a movie coming out in December.
Wow.
Timothy Chantry is the lead.
Are they
As Paul?
going to do a redo of the movie that they released in the 80s? That
Yeah,
was terrible?
because the '84 movie was terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was looking at Kyle MacLachlan, because I didn't realize he was the special detective in Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Yeah. I could never get into Dune. I tried to read it like 3 times and I could just never get halfway through it.
It's a political philosophy book, and it's an anti-great man history and hero book. It's because Paul is seen as, the super being due to, lots of manipulation.
Yeah.
And
And the movie's long, but it doesn't really drag.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
kind of,
well, the problem is
many
the book plays so much into internal monologue that it's so hard to make into a movie. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this.
Yep. And I felt the same about Lord of the Rings, too. Especially, they completely...
That's just a really long walk. I mean...
Well, yeah, but I mean...
How dare you?
Yeah.
The
I think they should have made 6 movies, though.
the inner monologue between with or in the head that's going on in the head of the dwarf, his love for Gimli and his
Gimli,
love for the Elven Queen or whatever.
Yeah.
And they didn't even fucking touch on that.
Yeah, the movie also didn't have Tom Bombadil in there at all. I think they should have
Tom
made 6 movies.
Bombadil, Tom Bombadil.
The most impressive thing in Lord of the Rings was the special effects. That they made John Rice Davies look short.
Well, and John, and so Gandalf also imparts a lot of wisdom in the first movie. Second movie, not very much, and third movie, almost none at all. And that's kind of disappointing. I want to hear more because there's so much in the book. They could have done it, but they kind of switched him over to action, which is rather disappointing because the later movies lost a bit of substance there.
The way I understood it was when he became Gandalf the White, he became more of a cerebral character.
This is in reference to Dune. The miniseries I thought was better than the movie.
The miniseries was great. So what was it? That was a 6
It was all right. Yeah, it was 6. I think it was 6-part. Yeah, but they were able to capture more in the miniseries.
Well, the problem with the miniseries is they still made Paul a hero that you wanted to root for.
Yeah.
And by the end of if you read the books, Paul is you don't want to root for him by the end.
Oh, you want him dead.
Yeah, because he becomes an authoritarian tyrant.
Yeah.
So I found a cool.
Go ahead.
I missed the double Dutch. My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Dune itself is a political philosophy book about how different organizations try to manipulate things. Because, the Fremen have the prophecy, and that's, all these things lead up to, Paul fulfilling this prophecy. Well, that was the Bene Gesserit, over the last 10,000 years, feeding them through their sisterhood this prophecy, making it up as they go, just so that when the Kwisatz Haderach does come around, they think Jesus has shown up. So it's very much, and they don't get into that in any part of the movies or even the miniseries. So there's a lot lost in the inner machinations of that book, and and to really understand it, you kind of have to get into the later books too, with Children and Dune Messiah. But it's a tough read. I can see why a lot of people get into about the 3rd chapter and go, ugh.
I'm gonna step off screen. Can y'all guess what my picture is?
Like Saturn and Jupiter, Neptune and Uranus.
Yeah, the whole solar system lined up.
That's a nice picture.
It is.
Won't the whole solar system fit in between Mercury and the Sun?
Oh, this isn't the one I wanted. Let me go back. I gotta find another one because this
take
artist.
Your time. We like this picture.
No,
or will it fit in between us and the moon? There was some factoid that would just blew my mind.
There's an artist who. Okay, so. Oh, I see what they did, but this isn't right.
Well, for the scale of the planets, did you know that 86 Earths will fit in Uranus?
Wow, really?
Only the 3rd time I've been told that today.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Rage makes me want to go smoke a doobie now. He's been hitting the bong. Hits from the bong.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Rage.
Teaching Dr. Green Thumb. Dr. Green Thumb.
Okay, so I don't know if I agree with this guy because I've seen different works by other people. But pretty much what that is that's what every planet would look like if it was the distance from the moon. The only problem is his Jupiter. His Jupiter is way too small by a factor of 5.
I've got a planet chart on my wall. I can tell you, you're right. That's wrong.
It's way too. But then when you go in deeper into the article or whatever, he has another picture of Jupiter, and Jupiter is ginormous. It's almost like a quarter of the night sky
that's
setting sky.
That's just the issue of trying to take 2 planets and compare them to scale and get them to fit on the same screen.
Yeah.
Because if one's this big, let's just say you have this, the sun and the earth, you're not even going to be able to see the earth. It's going to be so small to scale it properly.
Yeah, well, if Mercury's the size of a period, Jupiter's not going to fit on the screen.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a better one. Oh, I like this picture. I like this picture.
And that's consistent, pretty consistent with the chart I have. The chart doesn't show the sun, just kind of part of it.
Yeah, there's no point in putting the sun on there. You just have to say 1 billion of these. Or 1 million. 1 million of these. 1 billion is too big.
Any new T-shirts, Neil? Every show, it seems like you got a brand new T-shirt you just got. See?
You can tell he's out of gummies because he was aware
He's
of the
going to
weight.
show us a T-shirt, maybe.
Oh, excuse me.
There we go.
Oh, you know what? It's still in the laundry bin. I haven't folded my laundry yet.
That's a good picture, Mikey.
That's pretty cool.
That's Jupiter if it was as close as the moon is.
So which one is it? Is it like every planet will fit in between us and the moon?
I'm looking it up right now.
Mikey, is that picture flipped horizontally?
Yeah, it must be because the great red spot is in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Aha! Not just a drunken lad, am I? Ha
No, you're on the ball, man.
ha!
Oh, wow.
I am an idiot, but there is something.
No, you haven't proven that yet.
Yep,
God
Neil
damn it!
found
I'm
something interesting.
trying.
Okay. You can fit all the planets in our solar system between Earth and the moon only when the moon is to be at apogee.
Which is 286,000 miles.
No, 384,400.
Oh, I was off by 100,000.
So I wasn't crazy.
All the
So-
planets.
So perigee is
Together.
is perigee 254?
236. I thought it was.
Perigee?
Maybe. But anyways, when it's in apogee, you can align all our planets in between there because our planets lumped together are 380,016. So that's a difference of 4,384 kilometers. For you guys in the States, that's like what?
2,000 miles?
Something like that.
2,500?
Divided
Freedom
by
measurements.
1.77.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in
Freedom
my
units.
Freedom units. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're one of 3 fucking places left on Earth that still uses that garbage.
Hey, wait. It's 224 and 251. I was close.
You know,
Oh,
It's
he was
all-
talking kilometers. That's what he was talking.
it's all about marketing. They could easily sell the metric system to everyone in the U.S.
Yep. Mikey, you and I were talking miles. He was talking kilometers.
Yeah, so I was right. I was 3,000 miles
Because
off. So
in
yeah,
science, they use kilometers.
Yeah.
Yep.
we can convert it when we have to talk to y'all. Okay, relax.
I don't want to relax. About fucking time.
So-
Shut up.
You,
what-
using
Before
miles
I'm
though
just
makes it
gonna
look
say.
like America's trying to claim the cosmos.
I don't see a problem here.
That sounds in character. I want to hear what Purple Rhymes with Orange has to say about the marketing.
Yeah, well, you know, you can get everyone in the U.S. to switch to metric because the guys would much rather say that they're 15 instead of 6. And if you go from pounds to kilograms, you can tell all the women that their number on the scale is going to be cut in half.
More than that.
There you go.
2.2.
So
Interesting.
that's the little meme picture that they give you, right? Where it says, here is the distance to scale between the Earth and the moon. And inside that distance, you can fit every planet in our solar system with about 4,392 kilometers or 2,729 miles to spare.
I said 25. I'm fucking dead on with my guesstimations here.
And
Yeah.
you're
Everybody give
telling
me a
me
check.
that, and you're
Close
telling me this
to
universe wasn't. You're telling me this universe wasn't created after showing me that?
Fine-tuned, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Fine-tuned.
It's absolutely not fine-tuned. As a matter of fact, Carl Sagan himself said, if God did create the universe, he did a really bad job.
Ooh, and
your
And Carl
brain.
Sagan has the qualifications to make that assessment.
He does.
Exactly.
In engineering class, my favorite one was hearing a friend from engineering class who says, the first thing we learned in civil engineering is you never put the toxic waste dump next to the funplex.
Yep. And you don't put the breathing apparatus next to the feeding tube.
Yeah.
Because you'll choke.
Well, see, the problem is that God never made a universe before. We're all living in the beta test version.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah,
I
we're
fucking
in
hate
alpha.
betas.
No, that doesn't work, Turtle, because he's omnipotent and omniscient and omni everything. So he should have known right away how to make a universe. He's God. He should know, and there shouldn't be any issues.
The question is, if he's all powerful, is he bound by logic? Because if he's not bound by logic and he's more powerful than logic, then I would love to meet a married bachelor.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And a
would love to
square
meet a married
circle.
bachelor. Yeah.
I would love. I want to see a square circle.
I want to see God create a burrito that's too spicy for him to eat.
Or a rock too heavy to lift. Yeah.
Yep.
Neil deGrasse Tyson on intelligent design. What's going on between our legs? We've got this sewage system mixed with an entertainment complex. No engineer would have designed that.
Wait a minute. That's not right, because you go to the movie theaters, they have bathrooms.
And some of my favorite entertainment places, let me tell you, there's sewage and entertainment all intertwined, my friend.
Y'all
Well, maybe
y'all
those
just want to
theaters are
sin.
intelligently designed.
We just being some little
just-
mud rakers.
Y'all just angry at God. That's
Yep.
that's-
Y'all just
Yeah.
want to sin.
That's-
I
Just
mean, look
some,
at the trees.
Low down
Man.
muck rakers down in my pot.
Just look at this beach. Just
Hey, Neil.
just look at this thing. Yeah.
With the entertainment system as part of the sewage system, it's no wonder people are mad at God.
Well, this is
All I
why
have to present as my argument is this. This is a clock. This clock had a maker.
or the watchmaker.
Well, this is why polytheism makes a lot more sense than monotheism.
does
Yeah.
The god of clocks.
The messed up universe
Timex.
makes more sense if you have like a dozen gods. Because then either they're arguing over who's in charge of everything, so it's screwed up, or everything's being done by committee. Either way, it explains it better.
And if
Sounds like the Q continuum.
you've ever
Yeah,
done
I love
anything by
you.
committee at work, you know it never comes out right.
Yeah. Explains a lot, doesn't it?
A little bit.
The
Yep.
beta universe for the beta test.
Which
version.
is my wife's answer to conspiracy theories, because she's a project manager and she wants to take some of these like 5G or the Bill Gates people or
5G things.
whatever, and she's like, these people have never been a project manager, because I try to get 3 people to be on the same page. That doesn't happen.
You know how hard it is to get my boss to answer a fucking email? God damn. Like, dude, the store is on fire. Can you please? I'm letting you know it's on fire 3 days later. Thanks for keeping me informed. You didn't read that.
Why did you email him that? You should call 911.
I'll let the Randolphs in my area know that there's a fire. But in the meantime, it's like, yo, the store's on fire. Just want to give you a heads up, keep you in the loop. And then just like, thanks for keeping me in the loop. Bitch, that was your only response is thanks for keeping. That is just your automatic go-to, because they'll be like, yo, 45 people got eaten by alligators.
didn't read it.
Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
He
You have no
auto-replied.
idea what I said.
He
Yeah,
didn't
that's
read
an
it. He
autoresponder.
auto-replied.
He's on vacation.
For sure. Vacation on their front porch, sipping a mojito, laughing at me.
Well, when his
belly
high
laughs.
call, you've covered him. He can give them an explanation. What's going on?
I can't wait to hear next Saturday. My guest on my show is somebody who believes that gravity is just conspiracy, that gravity doesn't exist. He's all into the electric universe.
Gravity.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, you're lucky. I was just going to start singing Vacation.
That sounds like fun.
Vacation's all I ever wanted.
Gravity doesn't exist. Everything sticks to the earth because of surface tension.
Mm-hmm.
Surface tension. Is that right?
Is that the same as sexual tension? But it's like when you first meet somebody, there's surface tension.
Well,
It's called the cupcake phase.
A layer of water will stick to a ball.
Top of the muffin to you.
Shouldn't you get to know a person before you start getting into situations with surface tension?
You know, most of my paycheck is spent on like wooden sticks, metal rods, tennis rackets to just beat the women away from me. Just back.
Oh, you poor
There's so
guy.
much.
I have the same
I
problem.
feel
That's
so
why I had to
sad
get
for you.
Neil, don't you dare. I know you use a hockey stick. Don't pretend you don't use a hockey stick.
No, because that just attracts them more.
No. See, that's not their.
Oh, I love
that's
hockey.
the misconception about Canada. That's not their main sport.
Curling?
No. Well, curling is fun, but the actual national
Clubbing
sport
seals.
it's not clubbing seals.
No, the seals walk into the clubs.
Yes,
But
clubbing. Yeah, totally, but actually, our national sport is lacrosse.
y'all don't even
Invented.
have grass.
Invented where my sister lives.
Every time I tell Neil that
Right after this,
every time I tell Neil that Canada doesn't have something, he gets so mad. It's so funny. He'll be like, yeah, we drove in our cars. I'm like, y'all don't have cars. How fucking dare you?
see, I blame these kinds of fucking things the way journalism is today.
Wait, there's a problem with this article. Hold on. There's a problem. Go back. There's a problem here.
Jeez. All right, go.
There's a problem here. How the hell are you a hooker that doesn't have sex organs?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
There is a problem.
And how do you not know that given the way their faces?
Never
Mikey,
mind.
Mikey,
Never
I
mind.
think it's more about the anal probes and the abductions and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. I'm not here to yuck your yums, but I'm just saying.
Is that
I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that.
Canada's the badminton champ.
Shuttlecock Earth. They're the capital, baby.
Shuttlecock Earth, yeah. No, it's not badminton. It's actually lacrosse. And,
No, if you
Same
got a
thing.
badminton, then one hand gets frozen.
There is a statue where lacrosse is said to have been invented of an Indian catching a ball in the net
yes.
in
Yes,
Lacrosse,
Canadian-
Wisconsin.
I'll talk to you later.
Canadian. What's that?
I'm sorry, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Uh-oh. Trouble at the hen house.
I gotta head
See you
off.
later.
See you
All
later.
right,
It's been a
Randall.
pleasure. Take care, everyone.
Look out for that rolling pin, big guy.
Shit, I totally forgot what I was going to fucking say now. Thanks, Randolph.
Lacrosse,
Something about lacrosse.
natives, not
no.
Indians. Indians
No.
is disrespectful.
First Nations Canadians invented lacrosse. And they played
Lacrosse,
a version.
Wisconsin.
It's changed now a little bit, but it's basically the same idea. And to honor their game, we made lacrosse the official game of Canada. Now, our other game, of course, is hockey because
Because
y'all
cold.
like to play.
every once in a while we allow you guys in the U.S. to win the Olympic gold.
I'm
Do you
from
believe in
Saint-
miracles?
I'm from St. Louis and Chicago.
Which many people
can-
don't remember that they had to beat, who was it, the Swedes or the Finns after they beat the Russians, who were actually better than the Russians
Yeah.
to win
Oh,
gold.
yeah. Often. Yes, lacrosse is a native game. Yes, Rage, you are correct. It was invented by them, and up here in Canada, they took that initial invention, tweaked it a little bit here and there, and made it an official game. And it became the official game of Canada.
So let me explain something to y'all. I really gotta prep myself because I don't really want to mess this up. I really want to get this 100% right, and I don't want to make this a big to-do. Empathetic atheist, you said my phrase, and now Rage is saying it. I need y'all to start paying me some money. Like
I
now.
didn't say it. All I said that I was going to steal it.
Yeah, that's a confession. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. If you want to just put a deposit down.
No. Is that what it is there? Yuck your yums.
Yeah, yuck your yums, man. That's
Oh yeah,
I heard that from someone else, and I heard that from someone else, and I realized that I do that a lot. So I don't want to do that to other people.
Detroit is a hockey town. Yep.
Hey,
Oh, this is the other thing I was going to say. Thank you, Rage, for the reminder. I'm from St. Louis and Chicago, like mutually.
Blackhawks kick ass, man. Well,
And so do the Blues, apparently. So
The
whether
Blues-
it's the only sport I really can't talk shit about is football. But if you want to talk about basketball, I can reach back to Jordan. Baseball, I got the Cubs who just won, the Sox who won before that, and the Cardinals who win every other year in between. Fucking hockey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm in the sweet spot of sports America.
And I'm all here like, hey, remember when the Toronto Blue Jays won in the late 80s? Early 90s or whatever the fuck it was?
I don't really see you putting the Cubs on that list because they win less than once a century.
Hey, at least
But
the
it
Canucks
happened.
in hockey haven't even won a Stanley Cup. They've been there three times now.
That's
And
disappointing.
lost all 3 times. Well, you know what? The one against Rangers, which was the second time back in the 90s, there were some very, very questionable calls that cost them the game. And then what do? They go and fucking hire the coach of that fucking team and Mark Messier and bring them over to become Canucks. Everyone here was losing their shit when that happened. It was Iron Mike Keenan. And what did Keenan do? First fucking thing he did when he got here is he got rid of Trevor Linden, who was our heart and soul of our team.
What's the one sport? Let's go around the horn here. What's the one sport you wish you could have been a professional at?
I was almost
at the
going
time that I. What do you mean at the time when I was younger or now?
When you were good at sports, because we're all kind of past that, I think.
Yeah.
American football.
What
Really?
position?
I was quarterback, wide receiver.
Look at him.
Look
Eye
at
on
this.
the prize. Look at the Swedes. The Swedes.
Curling is fun as fuck.
I'm
play.
6'5", so I was
But
tall
it's
enough to
hard.
basically go over the middle and catch whatever.
I've always wanted to try curling. It actually looks interesting, but I've never known any place that they played it.
My co-host on the Bin podcast is a curler.
Cool.
She is a semi-pro.
I would love
I,
to go pro in golf today. If that question was today, golf.
If I hadn't gone to Israel, I probably would have ended up in AAA and then AA baseball and probably become a professional baseball player.
Oh shit!
I played baseball for 10 years.
Neil,
thing-
the high heat atheist.
The only thing is the first 8 years of my career in baseball and in the little leagues, I was terrible at it. It wasn't until later, the last couple of years, where I actually wasn't afraid to get behind the plate and hit the ball. And because my dad was the umpire, so I was basically not forced, but encouraged with no option to not play by my dad, basically, because he was the coach, and I was just I had no interest in it as when I was younger. But then when I finally hit my later teens and stuff, or midish teens or whatever, I said, I actually dig this. So I got
When you tried to hit the ball for the first time, like actually put some behind it, and you saw that bitch go flying, you're like,
Last
oh,
2
now this
years-
is fun.
last 2 years, I won 7 games in those 2 years by hitting a home run with the bases loaded.
We call that hit right here in the US of A grand slam. And if you love grand slams, go to
7
patreon.com/
times in my last 2 years of baseball that happened.
And if
Totally
you love,
yuck their yums.
yeah, and if you love grand slams,
Yeah.
Go to
Please go-
Denny's.
go to
Denny's will
Denny's.
serve you.
and then as soon as you get home from Denny's, go to www.patreon.com/Neil the 604 atheist and give him a grand slam. Why don't you?
I no, $1, $2, $5. I don't think I have anything over.
Give
$10.
him a fucking grand slam, you guys.
I was wrong. It wasn't Sweden. It was Finland. Was the gold medal game 1980,
Finland. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The
And
Russians-
and they were actually ranked higher than the Soviets, which is like that's a harder game than the Soviet game.
Empathetic atheist.
I would have. So when I was younger, I was a goaltender, so most likely would have been hockey.
I was
take
going to say
goalie.
soccer.
Well, street hockey.
Well, that was high school. High school, I actually set goalkeeping records in high school for soccer, shutout records. But if I was to choose today, my sport is debating. I feel like that is a spectating sport. I mean, if you got people voting on, who won the debate, and that's what I try and do. That's what I'm working towards.
Okay, first of all, fuck you, because you kind of stole my answer. I was hoping for everybody to take the fucking bait and say something like sports. I was like, Call of Duty, duh. I want to be the Call of Duty champion. I don't have to do any fucking exercise. I don't have to sweat at all, except for my palms if I get nervous. And I can just fucking, or Halo. But I was ranked in Halo and
not
Destiny
LOL or Dota.
No, because I don't have $3 billion to make a supercomputer to fucking play these games with these people.
Dude, LOL and Dota you can play on toasters.
Produce the toaster, sir.
Those are so old games that you can play them on toasters.
Present it.
This must be the purple toaster that Eric Murphy prayed to for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Gio, you're right. Unless you're going into like the Scots tournaments and stuff like that, there's absolutely no money in curling. But it's fun to play still. If
Sponsorships, if you're the Olympic team, that's about the only other way.
Right. But I don't know if you're familiar with a movie called Men with Brooms, but it's a curling movie and it's very funny. And it has one of my favorite musicians.
Is it like Strange
of
Brew?
all time. No.
Strange Brew is amazing.
Fuck yeah. But it has one of my favorite musicians of all time in it. The lead singer from the Canadian band The Tragically Hip, Gord Downey, plays one of the characters in the movie. It's not a huge role, but he's pretty funny in it. And if you guys haven't heard The Tragically Hip, I highly recommend. If you like bluesy kind of rock stuff, the Hip are great. New Orleans is Sinking, Blow It High Dough. Actually, the entire album, Road Apples, Up to Here, and Fully Completely are the three I would recommend right away to check out.
Rage, I was the only Ret and Protection Paladin that was getting world first with non-combat pet on the old Australian server. So I feel you with the Paladin.
Yo, fuck wow.
Toaster 2020, anything but Trump.
At this
I'll
point,
go with that.
At this point,
Doorstop 2020.
yeah.
Because he can go boing, boing every time you hit them, and they make that funny noise.
At this point, I'd vote for fucking Swede over Trump. I'd vote for Neil. I'd vote for Purple. I'd vote for Empathic Atheist.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Naka, Geo Sam. I'd vote for tons of mice.
See,
name
some of my friends keep saying, look, hey, now you've gotten more progressive than anything. In Nebraska, most of the districts are unopposed. You should run. And I'm like, dude, I have such a sordid past when I was a religious person, of things that I've said that would get drug up. There'd be no way I could get elected.
So here's my one challenge to that. You're on some bullshit. Because here's the thing. The people that are already in office are already filthy, nasty yuckmongers. They're disgusting, pedophilic, gross creatures. Most of them are bad monsters. Just because you said some curse words on the internet is not going to bury your campaign.
No, I used to be a complete religious homophobe, piece of shit for a long time.
And how easy is it for you to say, yeah, and that's why I haven't fucking said any of that shit in fucking 10 years. I'm glad I learned from these lessons. Here's my tweets. Learn from what I said.
Oh,
Don't
no, bro.
say stupid shit like this.
2 years ago, I wasn't a theist 2 years ago. That was lost a long time ago. But I was still raised to be a Republican voting, gun toting
Asshole.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, murder.
But even still,
Well, see, I'm a member of the Socialist Rifle Association, and I have a bumper sticker that says "Disarm cops, arm trans women."
Yeah.
Ah!
are there any trans cops?
I bet there has to be somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, there's got to be.
We're
But,
saying that, but do we
You know,
know?
I was a young Earth creationist.
Well, I mean, I was in
the whole
I was
9
in the
yards, and I
military.
said some really, really nasty shit, and that's
I will
always been in the
guarantee-
back of my head of I don't want that being
But you,
brought
but
back
you,
up.
but here's the thing: you know it was wrong. You don't agree with it now. If it gets brought up, you just say, "I was an idiot. My bad." Don't fucking leave
Well,
us
I mean,
with
I
Trump
wouldn't
because you're
say I
afraid
was-
of that shit.
I
Like
w- I
we'll get
wouldn't
over that
say-
shit.
I wouldn't say that I was an idiot back then. I would just say I was ill-informed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, religious are just they're mentally unstable. They have a mental illness." That's I argue against that.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
That's one of the worst fucking arguments that any lower level atheist, I guess.
Bottom feeder
a
atheist.
lot of that comes from the anger once you're out of it. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of those kind of accusations come from that position that atheists are in when they're first out of it and they feel like they've been betrayed and lied to by their family.
Fresh.
Oh yeah, my first 6
You guys
months
know
of
I've heard
tweets.
many stories.
I deleted my first account. My first 6 months of tweeting about religion was abhorrent.
Yeah.
I was pissed at everything that had ever been told to me.
And
all this
you've got
bullshit.
every right to be, but
every atheist has gone through that.
yeah,
That's not a rare thing. And
well, I
then we
mean,
all-
not cradle atheists.
Yeah.
not great atheists like Bionic Dance.
Oh, I gotta talk to you, Neil. I
I'm
gotta get
still
you in
happy on
contact
my
with.
show.
I gotta get
But-
you in I gotta get you in contact with my podcast mate Shartan. Y'all you gotta do his deconversion because he doesn't have one. He's Norwegian, and Christianity was never a thing to him. He learned about it, and like he got like a little bit of Norse-ish kind of shit, and then nothing really like that was more like a historical kind of thing, like we learned about George Washington kind of shit, but it was never like that is our religious figure. So he's never had a religion.
Like none at all. Like he wasn't even dipping into things, or
no,
just testing the waters, that kind of thing. Like I did with the bullshit and stuff like that.
From what I understand, I mean, you'll have to get him on and do his deconversion and like dig into the details. But from what I understand,
what?
Well, the episode, whatever. I'm just saying the deconversion episode, just to figure out what was his jam. But from what I understand, he literally had no jam.
Oh,
he was just never believed in anything because he never was told that any of it was true.
Yeah, that's the whole premise of if you never told anybody about a religion, would they ever like come up with it?
Right. He never was just like, and then this Jesus guy kept coming to me in my dreams. He never had that revelation.
Like to me, that would be like the beginning of evidence of something, something like that happening. And it doesn't happen.
I could just imagine what Naka's Twitter would have looked like if he did that.
There's a bunch of pics of his balls, and he was telling all the fucking theists to suck his balls just over and over.
With like rage face, like ah!
just implanted the fucking angry eyebrows on his testicles, said "fuck you."
But yeah, I said some nasty stuff to where I went to college originally. I said some nasty stuff to some professors who I regret saying a lot of the things I said, but it was.
I got to get out of here, you guys. It's after 8 now. Yeah, well, I was supposed to be somewhere 8 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh, you late, bro?
They haven't texted me yet, so I can't be that late. So I'll go and deal with that. But anyways, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. I hope you guys had a good time. I've been trying to get Curious and More Curious on my show for quite some time. It took some arm twisting to find because he hates going live. So it took some doing to get him on, but I finally got him on and have a chat with him because I know he's got under 1,000 subscribers. But I highly recommend you guys go check out his channel and give him a sub if you like it. He's quite funny. He's very unique and
he's got a unique wit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've been following him for about 2.5 years.
Yeah, well, a little bit longer for me, but he's hysterical, I think. And I was pleased as punch when he asked me to do a little clip to add to one of his videos. When he asked me that, I was like, "Ooh!" I felt like like giddy little schoolgirl.
Yeah, that really cracked me up in that. Your little
yeah. Screw you, Tim. That was
Yeah,
pretty
I just didn't have any clue that was coming, and that's all of a sudden, was that Neil?
yeah. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And thanks, Justin, for joining me. Thank you, Mikey.
Sure.
Of course, Randolph, who's no longer here. I should probably write everyone's name down, but don't forget like I usually do.
I'm a pretty forgettable person.
You can just leave me out. It's all good.
Shut up.
It's all good. I don't like being in front of the on the Twitter. Like as soon as I get tagged on one of your things, I get 537 notifications before sunrise. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God, what happened?
That is oddly
and it's
specific.
just all and it's all like people like, Neil, you're the best. I'm like, why am I getting okay.
You realize you can mute the fucking conversation, right?
No, I don't. How do I do that?
You go to the initial tweet, the one I do, and right up in the corner, you'll see that little V looking thing there. You click that, and it'll give you some options. You can say mute conversation or
That's
mute
nice.
thread or whatever the fuck it is.
That's nice right there.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do that.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I was like, yo, my phone is about to. I was like, yo, my phone is about to die from all this fucking vibrating. Like, y'all need to chill. I know y'all love Neil, but fucking cool out, man. People
You
got
can
phones.
take it off of vibrate, right? Hey, what's going on, Oz? Oz just showed up. Sorry, dude, we're about to bring this to an end. Otherwise, I would have sent you the link and you could have joined us. But
Yeah.
People get mad at me because I turn my ringer off every night. I only remember to turn it on about once a week.
I do that too sometimes, or because I'm at work and I have to have the volume on the phone all the way down, so people are calling me and I have no idea that they're calling me. But anyway, just so you guys know, I will. There isn't a show this Wednesday because it's. I'll be traveling up into Summerland to see my dad because he's been stuck at home forever, and I'm going to go keep him company for a couple of weeks, do some fishing, stuff like that. But while I'm there, I will be doing my shows. As per regular, I've got lots of guys scheduled, and I will also be over there visiting Godless Mom, who you guys know, Courtney Hurd. We might do a little stream or something when I'm there, and also Dick Dawson, who lives in the area as well. I'll be hanging out with him, go and have a beer. Maybe we'll do a little stream or something, just a impromptu thingy on his network or something like that. Anyway, but so yeah, so and also it's been confirmed by Dan himself, Objectively Dan. I will be co-hosting with Dan on Truth Wanted this Friday. That'll be my second tour of duty on that show.
I've done it once.
It was terrible the first time. I know. I saw it. Because I
His
lost
was terrible.
20 minutes. No, mine. But,
Empathic Atheist was terrible on that. That's what you're saying? That's what I
no,
heard.
I did not say that.
I heard I was horrible.
All right. So on that note, guys.
Yep.
I'll be on Atheist Morphs on the 27th
Who's
or
that?
the 28th, depending
yeah.
on which country you're in.
Just kidding. Yeah, no kidding, right? I had more fun just recently, actually.
And if we're shilling, you can catch Mikey Famine of The Bin Podcast on The Bin Podcast, live every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Time. We talk about news, politics, Neil's hair, and empathic atheist microphone. That's all we talk about. So if you guys want to check out all that great content with me and my Scandinavian and European friends, join us on Thursdays on Facebook.
There you go. What about you, Purple? You got anything coming up on your channel?
Just my usual chats.
Midnight America?
Yeah, every Wednesday at noon Central Time and every Thursday at midnight Central Time. Oh, and on Fridays at 4 p.m. Central Time, my co-host on Black Sofa's channel.
Oh, fuck, cool. That's cool. See, you do those at such an odd time. I can't.
Coward.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, get out of here, Neil. We're running this show now. All right, guys. Make sure you go to Purple Rhymes with Orange on YouTube, Irish Swede, Empathic Atheist, and The Bin Podcast.
Empathetic.
What'd I say?
Empathic.
He's not Deanna Troy.
All right, so empathetic means you can't just read emotions from a distance?
Well, I mean, Try. There he is.
I'm back. Something bizarre happened. All of a sudden, the internet here,
The government.
it's that time of the day now where everyone and their fucking monkeys on the broadband here. So
Downloading porn.
once in a while, yeah. Well, of course I am. It's
Why
right
not?
over there. But anyway, so every once in a while it might lag, and I'll lose everyone, and all of a sudden I just see a bunch of black windows with little circly things going through them. But I do have hardwire if it's ever needed. So, but I don't use it because we have the fastest internet you can get in Canada right now for wireless. So it's never been a problem.
1 megabyte an hour.
I don't know if they go by megabytes. Remember, we have different measurement systems over here.
We go by megabytes and gigabytes and terabytes.
No, you
Oh,
go
wait.
by bits.
Bits.
new
You
one,
go by
Gigabit.
bit.
Bits.
I have a
bits,
megabit.
Yep,
bits.
you go by bits.
No, I have a gigabit. I have 1,000 bits.
Yep.
Gigabits.
Gigabits.
And it's 24. That they're not a group yet. They're 24 short.
Working on it.
Okay, I got to bring this to an end, you guys. Anyways, quit rambling on about bits and bytes and shit. Bits and bytes.
I'll bit your bite.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yum
it.
your yuck.
Goodness. Why do I let you guys in here? Anyway, so
You're a fool.
Foo. All right, so so don't expect a stream on my show this coming Wednesday. We will be back on Saturday. My guest for Saturday, I wish I could remember these things, but being old doesn't help. Jessa Gentleman is my guest on Saturday.
That's a new one.
Is it in the park and is it on the 4th of July?
It is Saturday, June 20th.
In the park.
And then the following Monday, I will have Bionic Dance on. Then Jenny Morgan will be on the 24th, and Katie Montgomery will be on the 27th. And Jordan Johnson had to cancel. So there's no... I now have Monday the 29th open.
I have somebody for you, Neil. If you want him.
Who's that?
His name is John. I think his last name is Mark. He is a new content creator.
Oh, is he? Okay. Well, hook me up. We'll talk.
Okay.
Because I also have options with Atheist Roundtable.
Yeah, I saw you on their show the other night.
Yeah, they, like Jesus Mike and whatnot. Like these guys can come on here. I have Steve already booked for July 11th.
Mm-hmm.
I now opened up August. I already got John Hammond in there. So yeah, but I'm. It's weird. I should have took my break during this trip, but I'm actually taking it the second half of July, which I had planned already ahead of the trip thing. So, because I always do second half of July as my mid-season break, where I take a 2-week hiatus and do stuff. But I didn't really line everything up properly. So while I'm at my dad's place in Summerland, I'm still going to run my show, so you guys will still be able to see me. And there might be some bonus streams too when I'm up with Dick and Godless Mom. So we'll see what happens.
There might be some bonus content for all of you Patreon subscribers. And if you want to be one of these cool people, go to www.patreon.com/Neil the604Atheist.
Mikey, I need to talk to you a little bit about the whole Patreon thing, because I was going to have IQ handle my Patreon, but I think he's overwhelmed with shit. So
Not a problem, mate.
all right, I will message you in a little while. Well, probably won't be today, probably tomorrow or something. But
I'll be
starting off
drunk.
sapien.
I'll be drunk, but I'm drunk now, so it's all good.
all right, I'm drinking too, but yeah, I'm almost there too.
That's the only way I do business.
This is number 6 waiting for me right there. So
Keep up, homeboy.
yay. Keep up. Fuck you. You're
I will drink. Neil, stop fucking with me. I will drink your ass under a table. I don't care if I'm 140 pounds. It will happen to you. I will get you like I get everybody else.
40 pounds.
Okay, sure.
I'm screwing the chair back, Neil. What's good? What's good? I have
What?
depression, Neil. You can't battle my superpower of drinking.
All I could think of when you stood up was Florida Man.
Yeah.
This is Under Oath. Does anybody else remember Under Oath?
Yes.
Yes. Empathetic.
All right, Kristen, just in time for the end because I'm calling her quits. All right. But it's nice to see you anyway. It's always nice to see Kristen.
What's up, Kristen?
And Kristen, you're not my girlfriend. Stop pretending you are. Stop it.
Wait, I thought she was my girlfriend. What's going on here?
My girlfriend's name is Kristen, but she was trying to like steal her persona online.
Oh,
Yeah. That was the confusion last time. Was with Kristen, and best name ever tried to steal my girl.
Okay, catch y'all next time. She's like, I'm out of here now. Everyone's calling me.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you, Kristen. That's all it is. All right.
Felicia.
I hope everyone enjoyed our as usual, zany conversation. I've been told by a few people now that apparently these after parties are becoming quote unquote legendary, which I don't get, but okay.
Calling us old, Neil.
Right. Well, listen, get off my lawn, you little fuckers.
What did you say, Neil? What?
What's my name again?
Chris is like, uh-oh. She did Scooby-Doo. Uh-oh. Maggie. And you are supposed to know about each other.
I'm the side piece. Son of a bitch. Fuck. Damn it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to show everyone my new ring that was given to me by Thomas Bear, who's one of the volunteers down at the ACA. He ordered it. I guess it was too big, so he sent it to me.
Nice.
Cool.
Right,
So you're an Avenger now?
I am. Yeah, that's what I'm an Avenger now. I'm ex-Jew man. That's who I am.
Wow.
You behave, or I'll start screaming in Hebrew at you. I'm like, what?
Oh shit! Look out! Heads up! Coming at
All
you.
right. Yeah, right. You could be the cod piece. Mikey is the cod piece.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Mikey's not my girlfriend either.
I almost said something super mean. Let me shut up.
All right. Before things get out of hand and out of control, I'm gonna pull out my Calgary Stampede lasso and rein this bitch in. All right. So, anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Justin, thanks for jumping in. Purple,
Sure,
thanks for jumping in.
Always
Sweet.
fun.
And Mikey, fuck you. And also Randolph, who was here earlier, thank you for jumping in. I'll be putting out a thank you. Mikey's like, you know what? Ex-Jew boy, shut your face. I know that's.
I didn't say that.
Oh, but you were thinking it.
Perfect screenshot there.
Perfect screenshot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What am I supposed to scream? Black Lives Matter now or something? Or
Hey, whatever you feel.
well, I'm behind it anyway, so might as well. All right.
A lot
so,
of people ain't saying shit. So anytime
I know.
anybody says anything, thanks. Fucking white privilege motherfuckers. Anyway.
you are absolutely on par. With
Yo, that's why I don't fuck with everybody, because ain't everybody got my back like I got their back. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, thanks, guys. And with the whole COVID-19 thing going on right now, remember to be well, be safe, and above all, be kind. Unlike what I'm doing to poor Mikey over. Oh, there we go. Poor Mikey over here right now. See, when you love people, you can pick on them. That's all it is. All right. And like I always say at the end of these shows, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because
it's not knowledge.
There we go. And we'll see you guys next time.